Shave my head.
Can I record this?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes when you're under quarantine and you have nothing to do, you go, you know what the problem is? My hair. If I get rid of my hair, I'll have time to think about other things. So right now I'm streamlining. Now, here's the other thing.
Hey, you look like Joe Pesci when he burned his head in Home Alone.
Okay. It's not a helpful comment. It's not a helpful comment. It's not helpful. Here's the other problem. I took my Manscaped. I decided to do a little trimming.
Uh-oh.
Then I said, why stop there? Let's go, let's hit the pubic mouth.
You shaved the piece?
I didn't know it'd be that tight. I have no pubes.
You got the Philly fade on your cock?
I'm 53 with with basically no pubes. Now that's not appropriate. Apparently, people under 30, it's very common for men to shave their whole body. I've always had pubes, and now Manscaped brought me down. So
shout out to Manscaped.
Shout out to Manscaped. So anyway, that's what I have going on. I didn't mean to shave my head. I meant to take clippers. I meant to take clippers and actually meant to just keep it kind of, short. Want to shorten things up a little bit. And then I went, oh,
too much.
Point of no return.
No going back.
Oh, and then I gotta be consistent all the way around. So Crystalia looked at me and said, oh, look how good that looks. That looks really good. Now, you should have been sporting that for the past 10 years, but you didn't because you're a fucking idiot. So he complimented me and then insulted me.
He's a nice guy.
Nice guy.
He's lying.
Right, again, not a helpful comment.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah. I'm a little fuzzy, aren't I?
It looks...
It's not a bad look on
That's
you.
not
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
not bad.
your hair's
I
definitely
promise.
leaving, but it's not a...
My hair is definitely...
Look at that.
It's just not, like...
See a lot of scalp?
It's not even. I could cut it for you.
I'm not even?
No, it's
No,
not even.
at
Yeah,
all.
there's like some
whole-
sprigs sticking out.
Well,
Y'all let
all right,
Chin, y'all
let's
let
bring it
Chin
down.
trim you up.
I'll fade you up.
you can fade it up?
Yeah.
All right.
He also looks like he's gonna rob you, though.
Yeah, well, Brian looks like the worst extra from Full Metal Jacket.
Now you can see the scar on the back of my head. See the scar on the back of my head? That'd be from a hair transplant a long time ago.
You and Rose
Oh, you
got
can barely
the
see
same
it.
scar.
Yeah.
Oh, it almost looks like a hat imprint.
Uh-huh.
But it never... Let me see, B. But Rogan's is thick. Yours
Yeah,
is
he's
thick.
had a couple.
Oh, really?
Maybe 2 or 3 on the
It's
night.
tough.
Yours looks good. You can't
Whatever
tell.
Piven does, do that.
Look, if you're into focus, if you're into brain, if you're into mood, you're into sleep, digestive health, support, vitality, essential nutrients.
Dude, you want to look like Brian?
You want to
Take
look like
on
me?
it, man.
Take on it. If you're 53 and you want to look 50,
If you've ever watched Home Alone and when he burned his hair off, you went, I want that look.
then
Fucking don't take on it.
don't take on it.
But if you want to look sweet, start taking on it. Onnit.com/fighter, 10% off. Alpha Brain. They got vitamins for your ass.
tech support, I swear by it from my training.
Yeah.
Real.
You want to be healthy? Anyways, freaking out about health? Cool. Shroom Tech helps you out with it. You want to never go to the gym and just train from your home and want to be quarantined for the rest of your life? Do it. Do it with on-demand training, Onnit 6 barbell, Onnit 6 bodyweight, Onnit 6 kettlebell, streaming fitness from your freaking living room. You can do it on your goddamn phone. Yeah, it's that easy. Don't have to talk to anybody. You can do it naked if you want. Dude, drag your balls on the ground, work out at home. Onnit 6 on-demand training, Onnit.com/fighter, 10% off.
My kids screamed at it.
All right, it's rolling, but it's in this angle, so...
Okay, so Brendan is hysterical. He's laughing hysterically because I shaved my head, and he thinks it looks terrible. You
you
guys
look
have been
good, dude.
biting your tongue.
Dude, this quarantine.
What's
This
that?
quarantine makes you do weird shit, bro.
It makes you do weird shit. I was like, I'm gonna shave my head. I didn't mean to shave my head. I meant to cut it short. I was bored and I said, maybe I'll give myself a haircut with clippers and I'll get the long one. They weren't long enough.
I liked your...
It wasn't bad before, right? And now I look a little fuzzy.
Yeah, dude. You
My
look
head
like
looked
the worst.
tiny.
You look like the worst pigeon I've ever seen.
I know. I was my kid said you look like an ostrich. And I was like, and then my daughter screamed and ran away. I was FaceTiming her and she goes, ah, and screamed.
No, I mean,
No, but now you're laughing super hard.
dude, you know I love you. It's so tough. It's just tough, dude. It's so tough. It's so.
Take a picture of me. Let me see what I look like.
Oh,
Maybe my
man.
face is a little swollen.
Nope, it ain't your face, homeboy.
It could be my face because usually when my face is not swollen, I look good.
Okay.
Make sure you have the Rush Limbaugh. You got the dot up there too, huh?
Yeah, that's an issue, isn't it? That's a little strong. Boy, that's very tight, huh?
No one told
Now,
you this?
I brought my beard down a little bit, and that's the thing. If
You
I
gotta
hadn't
go
brought my
thicker with the beard.
Go thicker with the beard, and then we might be more.
No, dude, this is easy fix. Go thicker with the beard and then just grow your hair back out.
See, I didn't expect it to look like that.
Let me see the pic.
Well, that's an issue. That's exactly what I look like, isn't it? Meh.
I would go for a whole shave. Just shave it all off and then grow it out.
Well, that might get really bad.
You talking about going Dana White?
yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, no, like just very, very finely.
I don't want to look like Rogan. This is.
And there's 3 long hairs sticking on that. Hey, look at me. And you know I love you. This is a disaster. Hey, sometimes you miss, dude. Sometimes
Sometimes you miss Wednesday.
Hey,
it's sometimes you miss Wednesday.
It's quarantine to make you do fucked up shit Wednesday.
That's all it is. We're fine. Sometimes
It'll
you
grow
miss.
back.
Of course, it'll grow back eventually
Yeah.
after we're able to go outside. In
Yeah.
the meantime,
You
if
just
you're
think
gonna shave your
yourself,
head,
your
do
girl
it.
didn't help you nothing. You're just like, I'm going to do it.
Dalia legitimately went, "You look really good,"
He's so nice. I
but
think
my
it's because
beard was longer, and I brought my beard down. I took all the
I
hair.
thought your hair looked nice. I mean, I thought
Yeah.
your hair looked nice.
Yeah, probably did.
But you've had a shaved head. I think when I first met you, had a shaved head.
Yeah, I used to shave it. I'm a little older now. A little older and grayer. So the problem is when you get gray, now
No,
your
the
whole
chicks
head's
dig
white.
the gray beard. It's just the
I guess they
top
do,
is
sort of.
tough.
The top is a bit of an issue, huh?
It's just a little patchy in certain areas.
It's a
That's
bit
it.
patchy in certain areas, so I've got to.
And then there's
You gotta
three-
even it out.
Then there's 3 hair sticking in the back, like you're from like Charlie Brown style.
Yeah.
Just like sticking out the back.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to bring that down too.
The gray is great, though.
Yeah, chicks
like
dig
gray.
gray, dude. Keep
Girls
that
like
up.
gray.
Girls like gray. Girls also like hair, so don't do that again.
I do like hair. You got a lot of hair. You got a beard and hair. Maybe I should start sporting a hat.
No, man, I don't mean to make you feel bad about your hair. Hey, you knew
I've
this.
always
Hey,
felt
you knew
bad
this
about
when
my
you
hair.
woke up, though.
I've always felt bad.
But you've
about my
had good hair. Most of your life.
I mean, I never. The last thing I'm gonna feel is bad.
No, I mean, dude,
It grows back.
Chin can't stop laughing.
I wasn't prepared.
I don't think any of us were really
I know,
prepared, including Brian.
Well, I got a text from you. That said,
Do you have
shave your
Kat's
head?"
number? I mean, do you have Catherwood's number?
No.
Okay.
Is he on his way right now?
Yeah. What's your number, Cat? Erase all
Oh,
that.
here he is.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
There he is.
There he is.
Hey, Holmes.
This shit live?
It's live.
You're on. We're on.
Come on in.
We were just clowning Brian's hair.
Mike Catherwood.
Why are you cloning that hair?
Look at the two of you guys.
Look at
with
it,
that
Mike.
Thick hair.
Just take a deep, good look at it.
Well, now I'm surrounded by 2 guys with very thick hair.
Yeah, that's not a lie.
Mike has
And then
better hair
there's
than
me.
me. He has
That's not
nice
true.
hair.
You both have pretty good.
I like you with the long hair too.
Oh, thanks, dude.
I like that.
You both have
movement.
very good hair. Are you wearing a cloth mask because Drew told you to?
I'm wearing a cloth mask because I'm a little bit scared.
Are you scared now?
I mean, I don't.
I'm a little scared, too.
I'm not any more scared than I was, say, last week when I saw you guys. It's just I don't want to feel like I'm not doing everything I can within reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if the government says wear a mask, I'm gonna fucking wear a mask. I'm not gonna wear a Michael Jackson mask, so I'm at least gonna go back to 2003 emo kid with my fucking.
We're dropping
bandana.
some Fire in the Kid bandanas. You know that?
No.
Sick.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
Sickness.
Good job.
What were you gonna say though?
I was going to say, I've been listening to these doctors who are on the front line. And
Yeah.
like, I realize that they are so fucking worried and they are seeing people die. I mean, I know that the numbers are what they are, but it's really interesting to hear them because they do sound stressed and in a war
Oh
zone.
no, hold up. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Corona's a problem, 100%, especially if you're at risk. It's a huge problem. And it's a real big problem for the people that they have to deal with it. All these workers in the hospital, stuff like that. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Now, is it the biggest problem?
Right.
No.
Right.
Well, my question is let's not be crazy. Let's not deny the fact this is a very dangerous
It's a
virus.
problem,
This
yeah.
is harming people. This is killing people.
Yeah.
We should definitely be concerned and be focused on this virus. But are we ignoring maybe as large a problem in the fact that like the media definitely has currency in scaring us more.
Yeah.
100%.
Like
Their ratings
that's
go
not
through the roof.
open for
100%.
debate. There's
Yeah.
a value that these mass media companies, these corporations, and it's not a partisan thing. Like I think MSNBC is just as guilty as Fox.
Yep.
That they're understanding that there's real currency, that their bottom line is aided by us being way more scared than maybe necessarily.
But what I think is interesting is I listen to both NBC and Fox. I do this experiment, and I listen to CNN, then I listen to Fox. I do it on YouTube. Try to concentrate. They can't handle it. My hair. They can't handle my hair. Focus on my
When I
eyes.
first saw Brian got corona.
Focus on my eyes. I do have a little corona.
I was thinking of a different virus, but
Yeah. Well, but what I noticed is that Fox is super pro business. Oh, fuck on. Let them get over it. They're all dying. They're all dying over my tiny head.
do you think, is that the thing?
Dude, you're a shoo-in if Tom Hanks didn't get Philadelphia.
oh,
See what I
damn.
mean? This has been going on before you got here. They've been dying over my head.
I was gonna
So we're
say
gonna have to deal with
I
it.
was gonna say Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah.
If we could bring up an image,
The guy with the rose.
well, look at Don Flamenco and tell me if that is not Brian with this.
Dude, you just can't come in here with a fresh new haircut.
sorry, dude.
And casual.
look.
Pretty similar. Yeah, he's the guy with the
Boom.
rose.
Yeah.
Pretty similar. His hair's better.
Oh, there's. I look like Ari Shafir right there.
Oh, Ari does look like him.
Yeah.
He's a badass. I'm sorry, what were you saying? All
right, so
I'll control
may
it.
I?
Yeah, please go back to people
May I?
dying.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Thanks, guys.
That's going to happen on and off during this entire show.
Okay, fine.
go.
My hair is a little tight. My hair is a little close to the bone. We know this, right? And maybe I made a mistake. Maybe
What did you just shave it? You just
I didn't mean to shave it. I was using a shaver, and I
Mm.
said I'm going to clip my hair universally, and I'm going to have a long bit on the clipper. And then I realized I went,
too deep.
and I went, oh, that's too deep. Oh no. Oh boy. And then I had to commit all the way.
We were all having fun with it, but you look fine. You look good.
Thank you, buddy.
You have a very like masculine head.
Head.
Like there's some people who I have buddies. No, seriously.
Don't worry about him.
Like I have buddies.
It's like sounds like a tea kettle
Yeah.
going on. Like a tea kettle. Is the tea ready? Is tea ready? He just
Shop, you gotta admit, there's a thing though. Like some dudes get
look-
the receding hairline, and it's like it looks like you look wimpy. He has like the Bruce Willis, like
Fuck
you're
yeah, no,
like
he looks
ready
sweet.
for action.
I look like Bruce Willis. You hear that?
Fuck
I
yeah,
sound
dude,
Bruce
you look
Willis.
sweet. I'm
Bring up
agreeing
Bruce
with him.
Willis when he was younger. Now listen.
Yes.
Well, Fox News is way more. They're kind of playing it down a little bit. They're favoring sort of let's get back to work. Well, there you go. I'm Bruce Willis.
Do that smirk. Do that fucking shit-eating grin.
All right.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, you do look but look how he did it, dude. Like that almost
Yeah.
looks better.
He's straight big. Yeah, he's straight big.
Yeah.
Well, there he was when he was a young man.
See, that you could be that though.
Yeah. Yeah, I could be that. I could be what? That guy right there?
But no. Don't say so fast. No, with the bald one.
The
You're
ball.
better looking than him.
Like he looks good there.
I'm a better looking guy.
Yeah, Brian's better looking.
you're a better
than him.
looking
You have a
man
better
than he
body
is.
too, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, boy. Thanks for the compliments, Brendan. A fucking tea kettle over here.
Sorry, man.
That's closer.
I know.
How
Demi Moore
fucking
was something
hot was
else.
Demi
Demi
Moore?
Moore was
Have you
something
guys
else.
seen her bush?
No.
In what movie? G.I. Jane?
You stop. I'm sorry to interrupt you. This is
No,
worth
no,
it.
no.
Demi Moore's bush in 83 is so big that I guarantee right now when Chin pulls up these pictures, you're gonna say that's not real. It is 100% real. She has acknowledged them. It is from Oui magazine in the early 80s.
Why did
before
she
she
do
made
it?
it big. It's a French artistic kind of nude magazine.
Yep.
Her
Madonna, too.
I've never
Madonna, too.
seen Bush. I didn't.
Did you ever see Madonna?
Look at that!
What?
Bush!
No.
That's real?
That's Carl Parisian's armpit. That's not a bush.
I feel sick.
How
It's amazing how that's happened.
Demi Moore's bush, y'all?
That's what girls did back in the day.
That's
I disagree,
Crazy, though.
Brian. You're old enough to know,
You know they didn't
that
do
that
that.
shit existed. Not like that is. That's whoa. That's like Chewbacca's mouth.
Yeah, I still
So
would have had sex
disgusting.
with her though.
Oh fuck yeah! I wouldn't even slow me down. I'm just saying it would be a thing.
It'd be tough for your boy here.
Well, because we're so used to just trim. Do you keep things very, very tight?
Tight, but not shaved. I don't like the
Shaving's kind of weird.
It's weird.
Wait, let's go
damn
through.
it.
Go back for a sec. Let's go through because I think they have some famous bushes here.
famous bushes.
Because Madonna was working with a serious bush.
What's what famous?
Look at how cute.
I think every girl was working with bush back then. My thing is though, that's
another.
aggressive.
Well, that's a maw.
aggressive
That's a
bush.
bear's paw.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a bear's
rubbed
paw. It's a
hymns on her
maw.
pussy
That's
for-
egregious bush.
Well,
I don't know.
What's going on there.
There's a
wouldn't be her.
bukkake.
That's not her. No, that's not there.
Oh, that's her. Wow, that's cool.
no.
How ridiculously hot was she though?
Oh,
So beautiful.
even to this day.
Oh man, that's an attractive. That's attractive.
Not there, but yeah. I mean, she was smoke show.
Yeah.
How. Like
And her
so,
voice.
Brendan's saying that it would slow him down.
That would
He'd
be
have
tough
some
for
trouble.
me. I'm such a visual guy. My dick could go not happening.
If a
homeboy.
girl's in my zone and I have like I'm pretty non-discriminating when it comes to poontang. Like I like it all. But if a girl's really in my zone, there's not much that could slow me down. Like really, not
really?
much. Like murdering my parents might not slow me down.
God,
When did
you're
Platoon
all in.
come out? The movie Platoon. I sat next to Demi Moore
Like 87.
in the movie theater in
No,
Los
before that, right?
Angeles. In Los Angeles, right next door.
Did you make a move?
I didn't. I was with my girlfriend.
Ah,
in 1986. I was a year out of high school.
Good call.
I sat next to her. It was the summer, I think, of '86. No, it's December. Okay. I was sitting next to her in the movie theater in Brentwood or Westwood. And I remember just looking at her going, I know that girl from somewhere. And I was so taken by her eyes.
She's that pretty.
I remember being, and my girlfriend was at a smoke show, but I just was
She
so
was like
taken.
a turd next to Demi Moore.
And yeah, I was waiting outside the bathroom and she was waiting for her friend. And I was just looking at her going, fuck.
Yeah. There's something about eyes that'll do that to you.
She
like
was
well, certain
astonishing.
girls that do that though.
Oh, and her
You're just
voice.
like-
her voice,
her
too.
voice is-
that she had that.
Oh, it's sexy.
That heavy
That
raspy. And I was
raspy.
like, God damn.
yeah, we've all met like really attractive women. We've all been with really attractive women, but there's some level of beauty where it's like it's disarming. You know what I'm saying? Where you're
Yeah.
around, it, you're like, oh, this is weird. Like it's strange.
Yeah, you're almost scared.
You know, I'm not necessarily like the biggest fan of her beauty wise. On TV, she's beautiful, clearly, but in person, I was stunned at how hot Jennifer Aniston is in person.
Oh, really?
Like it's
Healthy.
disarming.
I've never seen her.
You're like, whoa,
Healthy.
because her eyes are so bright blue, and she's in person. She's
I've heard that.
Alarmingly
I've heard that
good
from a
looking.
number of
I
people.
said-
you know who did it for me was I was at an Oscars party and there's everybody you've ever seen on TV and movies is there, and I'm dressed up like a penguin, and I just like the crowd just like separated like the fucking Red Sea, and Kate Beckinsale walked in.
oh yes.
I was like,
You told me that.
I was
You were
like,
like, what?
They
Yeah.
make humans like that?
I know.
What planet is she from?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those people. There's the obvious ones too. Like I hosted the red carpet for Hancock, and Charlize Theron in person. It's like
Really?
Yeah, I've-
She's a tall drink of water though.
I've-
Big Bird.
She's
She's a big
Bird.
girl.
Big
Yeah,
bird.
I've spent some time with her. She's a
Yeah, is she
strong.
She seems
big
she seems
South
cool
African
too.
girl.
and she's
Really
so
cool.
far from like my tip. I like
She's really cool.
like ethnic brunettes with long hair. That's my real go-to.
You like an ass?
I like Asian, Latina, black with long hair. Is my
Yeah.
And you fill in the blank. You do the math. That means bigger ass.
Yeah.
Typically, I'm not a boob man myself. I like them.
I
But,
like them if they're there.
Sure,
but
but
that's an
But the
accessory I
waist,
don't need.
the hips, ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah, it is weird though. Certain women, you see them, you're like, what the fuck?
Dude,
are
I
you made out
hate
of?
to admit it. I mean, it sounds dumb, but there's guys like that too.
Oh,
they're
for sure.
so good looking that you're like, well, now I'm conscious of my behavior. This is strange.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. I mean, I've never been around, but Brad Pitt, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, when he takes off his shirt, you're like, what the fuck?
Not so much there, but Troy and Fight Club.
Those don't do it for me. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where he's chilling in the car,
He's like
and
a man.
and he has like,
Yeah.
he's like,
He's just still a dude. He's got a.
but he's cool.
Yeah,
like he has
yeah.
the big leather watch band on. He has the bracelet.
And Troy is so,
Gay.
even though obviously it's based on a true story, it seems surreal because it's guys fighting with swords and shit. And Tyler Durden is a fucking asshole. That takes you out of it halfway through the movie. Something about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I'm with Brendan on this one. Like it's like jeans and a t-shirt, fucking
He looked
beautiful
cool.
Cadillac. You're like, I need that.
I was like, oh
Yeah,
fuck! And
I
he's
want that.
cruising down like the 405. You're like,
Man.
oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They shut down the 90. You know that? That's where when he's on the highway.
Oh, really?
They shut down the 90. Yeah.
Wow.
When he's in the yellow shirt and the glass, I'm like, fuck, I wish I looked that cool.
He's you know, I don't know if we'll have this type of thing much longer. This
Like a legit movie star?
where you're massive A-list movie star, where people go to a cinema to see you, and it's a special thing.
That's a good question.
I don't know if that's gonna.
It's like him and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Because, you know, don't get me wrong, there's amazing A-list, super talented leading men, you know, a younger generation. The Gosling and Adam Driver is one of my favorite.
Oh, he's so
amazing.
good. But you're not gonna.
But there's a thing about, like, you used to have. You only got Brad Pitt twice a year.
Yeah,
You
well,
had to wait.
somebody
Or
said
De
that-
Niro
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
Pesci.
yeah,
My, my buddy who's a producer said this is 10 years ago, even more.
What the fuck?
I'm so sorry.
Let him get it out. Let him get it out. It's just shocking to him.
It's, I see Brian every day.
I used to have thick, beautiful
It's fucking
hair.
sick.
But
No.
this producer said he was talking about what a movie star is.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, then we were like, Morgan Freeman. And they were like, and he goes, not a movie star. What? He goes, people don't go to the movie to see him.
Right.
I like
And
the
he
movies
went-
he's in.
And he went through the tiny list of people that actually get people to come to a movie. So the movie stars like Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise,
Leo, for sure.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
He might be the last.
Leonardo
Leo's
DiCaprio,
the
Denzel
last.
Washington.
Sure, yeah.
They were movie stars where people came. There was a number attached to them.
Yeah.
And they knew people would go to the movies to see them. That list was so incredibly small.
Will Smith would fall.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Will Smith. Back in the day, I'm saying. This
Yeah.
was 15 years ago, whatever. We had this argument. And so you could have these great actors like Daniel Day-Lewis or, you know, even at the time, Sean Penn, but they weren't bringing people into
Right.
the theater. And it
As
was
Dana White
fucking
says, that
wild.
they don't move the needle.
They don't
They
move
don't
the needle. Yeah,
That's
it's
a very rare, very
But
rare combination
Even in
of
sports, though,
traits.
too, it's very rare that guys move the
Franchise
needles.
players.
It's
Yeah.
very rare, especially in the UFC. Not
Maybe
a lot of
even
guys
more
move
rare.
the needles.
No.
Well, in the UFC, it
Especially
might
these
be,
days because they don't, you know, they don't make their nut off pay-per-view, so you're not getting those stat cards.
I mean, who does move the needle besides Conor? Khabib in Russia?
Khabib does, yeah.
I think Nate now does
he doesn't fight often enough.
enough.
Yeah.
But there's a thing.
Nate does for sure.
There's a thing about both Diaz brothers that
I don't think Nick ever fight again, but
I don't either. But there's a thing about them that they are so iconic to like real tough guys in blue collar America, and
I loved Nick
in the
Diaz.
American Hispanic community, they're fucking
They're
gods.
legends.
you
Yeah,
know?
they're legends.
I always loved Nick Diaz.
The best.
Because Nick was this guy, he looked like he was moving at his own pace. Even when he would hit, he'd just do these weird, everything about him was, he was such a fighter. And he never got put down. John Daly dropped him with a left hook, and then he knocked John Daly out with a left hook.
Paul Daly.
Paul Daly.
It'd be better if it was John Daly.
And
Yeah.
John, and
That
John
would be-
Daly, the golfer.
that would be the greatest
and the
fight that's
golfer.
ever happened.
Did you see John Daly recently when he threw his club into the brink? Take a look at how fat he
Is he
is.
sick?
Oh my God. He's so fat in this. He's just, you see him and he's
throws
just
a
mad at
club?
himself.
Definitely gonna have a heart attack.
Oh, dude, he's such a gambler and such a drinker and
But
such an
with the
everything.
UFC, now the big draws they're all international
There you
guys.
go.
There's really no American draw anymore.
I would put look at those pants.
He's a character, man.
Oh man, he does look unhealthy.
That probably feels good though when you do it.
I'm very conflicted on John Daly because a part of me really admires a guy who says, I know I should lose weight. I know I should stop smoking. I know I should stop drinking. Fuck
it.
you.
I
Fuck
agree.
everyone. There's
Agree.
just something really
I know there's something
very
I
American,
know.
actually, that rebellion, that kind of nonconformist. But at the same time, it literally hurts me, like almost in a visceral way, to watch people celebrate a lifestyle that's killing people.
Yeah.
You
Did
know, like
you tell
Amy
me the
Winehouse
story?
and,
Yeah.
and Sid Vicious. The list goes on and on, where people are like, oh, awesome, amazing, let's glamorize and romanticize this person killing themselves on installment plan.
Yeah.
You know,
Lizzo.
yeah.
Well, I think part of it is just the surprise that they can
To a
still
point,
perform at
it's
such a
like-
high level and be such a mess. But like, didn't you tell me this where Tiger Woods, Tiger was going to practice and John Daly goes, Tiger, come have a drink with us for once, you know? And he goes, I can't. And he was like, the fuck is your problem? He goes, I'm not as talented as you, dude. I have to work hard at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like this
And
legendary
yet he was
thing
way
about
more
it.
talented than all of them.
Yeah.
But that's why he's a GOAT.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say though, as far as American UFC fighters being draws?
He's not American, but Khabib is a needle mover now.
Yeah.
I think after the
again,
incident,
but that's my point. There's no American. There's no American big draws. John Jones would be the biggest.
Does John count?
Yeah.
He's not really a bit. He's not a top. Maybe now in the world they live in, but you're looking at all Khabib, Stylebender, Connor.
Has Cowboy gotten to that point because of just the legend of Cowboy?
To an extent, right?
Lost too many. Never became champion.
Yeah.
We know him, and he's a big name, but as far as like pay-per-view draw, not his thing. It's fucking tough, man. You have to check so many boxes. Same as movie stars, though. Like, think how hard it is to be a movie star.
Do you
Well, it
think
was so much easier. It's very similar to movies now because media in all its form is so ubiquitous. It's really hard to break through and stick with people. And I remember, like in 2010, I think there was, 25 UFC events total, including fight nights, including pay-per-views and everything. And it was kind of easier for Brock Lesnar and Bisping and the guys of that era to really shine.
Yep.
It's tough, man, when there's 120 events or something.
There's 70. They have to deliver 72 events on ESPN.
And that's like 20 pay-per-views too, isn't it?
Yeah, something like 20, 21 pay-per-views,
Yeah,
but
that's-
72 events on ESPN. And one of the reasons that the UFC is moving forward, and Dana White's buying an island. Did you hear this?
No.
He bought an island so he can do international fights there because he's like, I don't know how long this Corona's going on. I want my guys fighting, so we're gonna take all the necessary steps to make sure everyone's safe, but we're gonna do the international fights on an island. And you're like, there's a part of me where I'm like, I love that he's continuing to get this done, and it's inspirational. He's trying to get society back to normal. I love that part. But then a part of me is like, God, why is he so desperate to do this? And then you see, well, they have to deliver 72 events to ESPN. To get their $750 million a year, they have to deliver that nut.
Because
they have to.
Fuck you, pay me. I don't care about COVID.
No, ESPN.
There was a contract for $750 million with Disney. I doubt they care about any virus.
No, they're like, well, you didn't deliver. They're like, it's a contract, man, and we're losing money.
I think it's
so
smart
you're
to
gonna
have
lose
a
money.
fucking island, a private island.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus. You could even do it on a boat. Like a floating oil.
Or just do an island, That's what he's doing.
That
Or a
shit would be
floating-
sick though, like a maritime fight where people like helicopter into a giant yacht.
Yeah.
You could easily
That's
fit an
Bond.
octagon on a cruise ship.
Oh, not a cruise ship, an oil tanker.
Especially with no crowd.
You do a cruise ship though.
Cruise ship would be cool.
But you know how
You
like
have
they
food,
did.
You have training rooms.
yeah.
You know how they do like old school like Pride style or WWE style entrances. How sick would it be if like as the card went on, you saw like the helicopter
That'd be
come
sick.
on? It's like, oh no, here comes fucking Daniel Cormier. He's
be
ready
sick.
for action.
That'd be
Gets
sick. Yeah, they have to deliver these fights. This fight's gonna be sick, man. People are hating on it, but I'm like, Jesus Christ, to pull this off in the Corona times, it's insane, man.
So is this is not going to be where they're going to host the Gaethje Ferguson. This is for later on. He's getting the
yeah, that's where the fight's moving forward.
Gaethje Ferguson is
international.
at a Indian casino, right?
Indian land for sure.
in California, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
That I do like. That is a giant.
I know where it's
like,
at, but I can't say.
Oh, national guidelines. Fuck you, Native American
Native
land.
American land. How crazy!
Suck it.
Native Americans get away with a lot, huh?
A lot of money, a lot of moolah.
They should.
Didn't you? Did you tell me?
They
We went to that
should.
casino. Remember
they?
we went to that casino?
Yeah.
And the Native American tribe, like they had the picture of the tribe that owned the casino.
Yeah.
They were black. Do you remember?
can't you marry
when
in?
you and I,
I mean-
it was when we did a show. And it was at Oklahoma.
Yeah, something. And Brendan and I were there, and we went to Cherokee Nation. That was very different. We went to this other place. It might have been up near Sacramento, but the tribe was. The tribe was black.
A bunch of black guys. Yeah.
It was just a bunch
And
of
there's
black
no
guys.
feathers or face paint
Apparently,
or nothing.
I know that there was back in the day there were slaves that ran away to Native American strongholds and things like that. But there was also a lot of intermarriage.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you marry in and then have a Native American child, I mean, doesn't
Sure.
that?
Did I ever tell you that time I did an appearance is when I was fighting? I think I was 2 or 3 years in the UFC. I wasn't living in California. My friend Cherie, who used to work for Tap Out, I love her. She goes, "Hey, I have this opportunity. This a friend of a friend is throwing this party for her kids. They're 4 and 5 years old, and they want a UFC themed party, but they want UFC fighters there." I'm like, Jesus Christ, for these kids? You go, yeah, it's a whole UFC themed party. They have UFC cakes, everything. They're the biggest fans. So I go, okay, I do it. She goes, they'll give you $10,000 cash.
Oi.
And they go, they'll provide a limo, everything. At the time,
I'll do it.
10,000's like,
I'll do it now.
I wouldn't. But at the time, it was like 10,000 was. I mean, what?
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 So I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'll do it.
Cash?
So they picked me up in this old school limo. They drive me there. It's like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. And we go in this gated community on this mountain. We drive up, and outside this house, it looks like Bad Boys 2, Miami, but it's in this Indian reservation. This huge house. There's Bentleys, McLarens, Bugattis, just all sorts of. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm a car guy. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I get out. I walk in. The entire wall, bigger than this, is a fish tank. Sharks, just all this cool shit. I'm like, holy fuck. And I walk in. It's like training day. You remember training day was there with the Mexicans playing cards? Yeah. So there's all these Native Americans and wife beaters just tatted up from their face all over. Guns are laying out. Caches everywhere. What? And I go, I'm here for the party. And the guy goes, in the back. I'm like, oh, yeah, no doubt. I walk in the back. I forget what other fighters were with me. I can't remember for the life of it who else was with me. We go back there, and it's like Waterworld back there. It was like Disneyland. It had like this huge water slide. Like the whole backyard was sick. They had this giant cake made out of a UFC octagon. Had like cages all over it.
Nice.
The kids, you know what the kids were doing? Fighting.
Like real fighting?
Bare knuckle fighting.
Oh, shit.
Toddlers. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Fighting?
Fighting. Get him. I'm like, it's like a toddler cockfight.
What the fuck, man?
So I talked to one of the people there who was like a handler, one of the fighters, forget who it was, me and one other guy. But I was talking to her, and she goes, yeah, so these Indians on this reservation, you know, a lot of them, they get a check every month from the government, and it's a ton of money. So they have no desire to work or anything like that. So they just, you know, they drink or they have drugs, they get tattoos, these
It
cars.
hasn't worked out very well.
Yeah, so they're just doing that. Well, I got my money chilled there, but once I saw the kids cockfighting, I was like, see ya.
A lot of addiction in the Native American community. And
They were super nice.
That's not speculation. I go to meetings and in the my wife's from Seattle, and so when I go back to visit her family, I go to meetings up there near really highly populated Native American lands and stuff, and it's an issue. There's a lot of people in recovery and a lot of people suffering.
Is that because it's like, if you're getting a check from the government, there's no desire to want more?
I think it's cultural, but
it's kind of like being a son of a billionaire.
Yeah,
it's
but also alcohol tends to, for many Native Americans, is not a Native American's friend. There's certain chemistries that don't go well with alcohol.
That's absolutely true. And like, people get weird about stuff when you pinpoint something to certain cultures or nationalities. They look at it as like racist somehow or discriminating. But the reality is like, chemically, there's people who for generations don't do well with that.
Well, that's why people should know a little bit about science. When you fucking prescribe certain medications, for example, back in the day when they would prescribe interferon for multiple sclerosis or for Hep C, before they were able to cure Hep C, it worked really well with people of Northern European or European descent. It didn't work at all with African Americans. So you're depending on your
Polynesians too. You ever been around a big Hawaiian who starts drinking? Oof. Jekyll and Hyde, man.
Really?
I don't know if that's an every time thing, but
yeah,
especially on the football team, we had a big boy named Vodka. Oof. When he started drinking, man, it was a problem.
Really? I mean,
turned into Hulk.
A lot of it's cultural too. I mean, I don't know if it transcends biology. There's cultural stuff too. Like, it's not stereotype. It's not discriminating to say, like, you know, the Irish, certainly the former Soviet Union and Latin American countries, they create a lot of alcoholics.
Yeah.
It's part of it is, I'm sure, biological, but also is a lot of it's cultural. There's certain ties to that just go back, you know, a long, long time.
Did you have any addiction in your family?
Yeah. I'm Mexican-Irish down the middle,
that's a tough
combo. Both my grandparents are immigrants, so I mean, I'm directly tied to both countries.
And there was some addiction?
My dad's side, the Irish side, it was harder to know because, first off, they all kind of immigrated to different parts of the country, so I didn't know that side of the family very well. Also, they were almost all dead. My dad had his parents, and that was it. Everyone died.
Yeah, man.
Everyone fucking died at 22 or 30 because of
drinking?
alcoholism.
Oh, wow.
Machinery accidents.
Yeah, man.
You know, they were one of 7 kids, and only 3 made it. It was just
the Irish side of my family from Wisconsin. I didn't know any of them because that's the same thing. Like they were fractured and everything was broken apart.
Right.
But the Italian side, I knew everybody. And I grew up with that's why I identify more
very
Italian
similar
in New
to
York.
the Mexican side too. Is that also because my mom had such a massive family. which is kind of commonplace. But they were all in LA. Everyone immigrated to Southern California, and there was all this like extended family and everyone on my Mexican side. And so that's why also I think I have an easier time kind of relating to that side of me, is because it was the world I grew up in.
You don't hear about a lot of addiction in Italians.
No, you
Not
don't.
really, right?
No, you don't.
When you think about race,
Italians drink wine, they don't even drink. Like my Italian side, nobody drank. We never had wine even at the table.
Am I off on that, Mike? You kind of flinched at that. I'm sure they have their
I just don't know. I bet you
don't hear a lot.
I could sit here and say like, oh yeah, you know what? I don't tend to see a lot of people at meetings and stuff that are Italian. But if we went to like New Brunswick, New Jersey, or Brooklyn, I bet you would. You know what I'm saying?
Although I do think culturally, the Italians never really drank a lot of spirits.
Yeah.
If they drank, it was wine. And even in Italy,
a lot of food addicts.
You get a lot
very
of
similar
food.
to very similar to
but mainly in Italy it was wine. So you didn't really have. It's not the same, man. Wine doesn't do to you necessarily what. Because it takes more. You got to drink more of it. And you're drinking it with food.
That's such bro science.
No, it's not, because if you drink whiskey like
wine.
hardcore Scotch, man, that doesn't. That does some damage.
I think Brian's right, but I also think you're right. It doesn't matter. You can definitely become addicted to and practice alcoholism with anything.
Sure.
But certain different alcohol affects you differently.
Sure.
Let's not.
Yes.
I am not a violent man, but when I got drunk on Jaeger or tequila, I would wake up covered in cuts and fucking bruises. Something about if I got drunk on wine, I was like, it's party, man.
Yep. Some of it makes you. That's true too. So wine kind of is seductive. It makes you feel warm.
Sexy.
You're eating it with a meal, sexy. Whiskey, tequila can. You want a knife.
Tequila.
Bring up in Russia. They were talking. This reporter went to the mines, and they were having such a problem with alcohol in the Russian mines. And she's interviewing him, and the guy's saying there's no alcoholism here at all.
And
then there's a guy who comes behind them and doesn't know what's going on. It's so drunk, and they're trying to get him out of. They're trying to get him out of the fucking. Watch this. They're saying the accidents.
There's a lot of accidents.
He's saying there are no accidents here, and nobody's drinking. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
Oh my God.
Работали вы когда?
He's all, we good, baby.
There's no problem with alcohol.
Look at
Почему решили на такую меру?
He said it made any of the miners' denials a little hard to believe.
Watch this. Watch this.
Please leave screen. Get out of view.
You just hear it.
Yeah. Dead.
They kill him on the spot.
It's sad, man. That makes for an amazingly comical YouTube clip. Maybe it is. I mean, I laugh at that.
It's also a
but
disaster.
you think about what happens after they're done filming. That guy's life is a horror show. It's a horror show.
Yeah, or they killed him. It's Russia. But you know, worst addiction would be food addiction, because you can get clean on alcohol because you don't need alcohol to survive every day, but you need food. I have to eat
as a drug addict
2 to 3 times a day.
A drug addict and alcoholic. I say it over and over again. I was like, my greatest sympathy goes out to sex addicts and food addicts, because
check.
I get it's very cut and dry. I was told you can never smoke, crack, and drink again. That's it. No drugs for you.
Or you're
no
gonna
alcohol.
die.
That's it. It's over. And I go, okay. So let's do this. For someone who really struggles with eating, just say, let's get a grip on your problem. Let's really work to get at the core of what causes that, and also mitigate the outside kind of influences that can lead you back down your problem.
Everywhere.
Now, go out into the world and also make sure you stay alive and eat every day.
But also, you still have to try that drug that you're addicted to.
Make sure you eat every day.
You have to.
Well, I never knew the extent of what addiction was. Yeah. I didn't understand it, and I never knew. I'm so not an addictive person, so I didn't know what a real alcoholic was until I saw one, and I saw them drink at 7 in the morning.
It's impressive.
And then at 9 in the morning. And then
it's impressive.
Right? And then at 12. And be fine. Well, I mean, fall down drunk and passed out. Wake up and be in a good mood because they were still drunk, and drink again.
Yeah.
That to me is, like, if I drink a lot the night before, I'm so done for the next 4 days.
I don't want to drink.
Oh, physically, I'm all fucked up.
Right.
Some people have a constitution. They say Winston Churchill, and I remember a Speaker of the House, Tip O'Neill, back in the day. They say he always had some alcohol in his system all the time. Some people just can do it.
Yeah.
They can just have it in their system.
And it's unfortunate because when people try to deal with real addiction, real alcoholism in Hollywood, oftentimes it's either glamorized. You know, you get like the this kind of like Jim Morrison / Hemingway kind of thing, where it's like, I'm going to start a bar fight and throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
And that's not good on one side. And then also, alternatively, like the cartoonish, over the top way that it's presented to people, like Leaving Las Vegas way. That's not reality either.
Yeah.
It's a silent pain where someone's burning from the inside out. You know.
Well, Boris Yeltsin, who was the president of Russia, I don't know if you've ever seen this clip. I'm going to have you bring it up. Boris Yeltsin. This is the craziest story. He went on a trip to meet President Ronald Reagan. He, or whoever the president was at the time, maybe it was Bush.
I think it was Bush 1, yeah.
Bush 1. It's obviously when a Russian president comes to Washington, D.C. to meet it's a big deal. He gets drunk.
Hell yeah.
He then, he loses his security detail. They found him, ladies and gentlemen, on the streets, passed out on the streets of Washington, D.C.
Jesus Christ.
With no pants on.
Like Scott Weiland.
That's a credible source. Now take a look at Boris Yeltsin drunk, the best of Boris Yeltsin. This is the president. Take a look at, he was running the country.
Is he still alive?
No, he died, and he was always... He was also always drunk as fuck. Yeah, but like you said, Mike, you can tell this is vodka. Look at him.
And no one can say anything because he's the president of Russia.
The president of Russia.
Look at him.
I mean, if that's in Russia, that boy in the fucking Aladdin vest better be careful. With too much sugar in the tank in Russia.
Now watch him talk. Watch this. Watch him talk.
You are little light in loafers.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
Look at him.
Just vodka?
Yes, just vodka. Always drunk.
Jesus Christ. This the sugar boy.
I mean,
that's crazy.
It was so bad. But this is, watch this.
Clinton loving it.
Oh, loving it.
Now, for the first time, I can tell you that you're a disaster.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
Clinton knows. He's like,
you
this
see him?
guy.
Yeah. You see
We're
what
going to
he
go
just
on
did?
Epstein's plane
See
together.
what he just did there?
You just grabbed that girl?
Yes. He was a fucking complete
God, you know how many
drunk.
Russian hoes he had on the side?
I mean, look at this.
Jesus Christ. Have we ever seen a U.S. president hammered? Never.
I don't know if we've seen it,
Back
but
in the day,
those
but-
Nixon tapes.
Look at this.
Woo!
Which ones?
For some odd reason, and it came back to really bite him in the ass, President Richard Nixon insisted on always recording everything that went on in his Oval Office and his private quarters. And they were released later on in life, a lot of them after he even passed away.
Look at this.
You can't get enough of this, Humpy. There's a documentary, the Nixon tapes, I think, because he recorded every conversation he had in the.
He did a great
Oval
job.
Office.
He did a great job of holding it up in the public eye, but behind the scenes in those tapes, some of it's really sad. Really,
What's this you talking about?
Nixon's drinking.
Really?
Oh yeah. He was hammered,
especially during as
How
things
could you
started
not?
unraveling.
I mean, that job, man, it would lead anybody to the. fucking
JFK
bottom.
was a
drug addict,
extreme drug addict,
my favorite president,
extreme drug addict. And that's speaking of guys who held.
He also had style too.
I mean, no one performed better when the public eye was there. But
the best.
The man was a daily amphetamine user, daily,
Well,
and
have you ever seen the
painkillers,
list of-
extreme
yeah,
painkillers,
and also hired pros nonstop.
the list
You know
of
that?
the list of fucking
Real cowboy.
drugs he was on was crazy.
And his style is
That was
fashion?
the only dime piece president we've had, right? Like
For sure.
I mean, Obama's a handsome guy, and stuff, but as far as
Young
like,
Ronald
legit
Reagan was a bit of a
dime
man.
piece,
I'm saying as a president though, JFK definitely was handsome.
Yeah.
Bush looks like shit. Clinton's not terrible. A lot of chicks dug Clinton.
He is
A
now.
lot of women loved him.
He's a
dude.
disaster.
Oh
he
my
looks like the
God.
Emperor in Star Wars.
He did a lot.
I thought you were saying Emperor's
he did
Last
a lot
Groove.
of fucking.
He looks
did a lot
terrible.
of fucking. He had a lot of gals.
How
when
can
he was
you,
governor.
dude? If you're president, how do you not bust a ton of nuts?
Well,
you're the leader of the free world, dude.
I agree.
The world is your oyster, literally.
And you're supposed to be perfect, and that would be tough when you got.
Dude, you don't get to be president without having some.
I gotta say, how do you?
Formidable guy.
Your question is how do you be president without busting nuts? My question is how do you become president? How does anyone? And I don't
Oh my
mean
God, crazy.
going through it logistically. I mean, what person wants that fucking
He did.
job.
He did.
No one does
He
well
planned it.
either. Like it doesn't go well for
It's a
anybody.
no-win situation.
Clinton did.
Half the
He
world,
wanted it.
half the people fucking hate you no matter what.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
Make a
gonna kill
decision,
people no
you
matter
make
what.
Half the people happy, half the people hate you.
Every time.
You have to murder a lot. You're killing.
That's the
how
gig.
God knows how many Syrians and Afghanis
That's
and
the gig.
fill in the blank. You have to. It's your job. You have to decide on an exponential amount of American bodies on your hand where you're like, yep, sending in a couple 100,000
It's not
Marines
only that,
there.
it's
You
not
know,
even-
like,
but
signing off on that. Oh,
But even
fuck.
signing off on bills like it with health insurance and jobs and like,
Yeah.
dude, if you don't sign this, a lot of people are gonna die, man.
It's also this too. Like I was talking to Bush's aide, one of his closest advisors, a long time ago.
Demi Bush's aide?
and yes, and he said, see, a lot of people think that a president can have a conversation with the leader of a country and tell him to do something. It's not how that works.
What do you mean?
So let's say Chinese espionage. So the Chinese steal a lot of our secrets.
Yes.
In no way can a president say to President Xi, hey, dude, you're stealing?
Cut the shit.
Cut the shit. That's not how it works. It would never work that way. Ever. What will happen is they will be having a protocol of discussion and then the subject of it seems as though there is
Like technology or
there is
something?
some technology that is being transferred without authorization, and that should be something that should come up at a later date
Oh,
if there's a
God.
way we can do that. And then they would have their representatives address the
A ton of red
problem
tape.
to it's all this formality. It's not the president can't say.
I feel like Trump would though.
Now that's
I feel like
now-
Trump's
now-
like, hey bitch,
He might be
you're
the
stealing
only-
shit.
which is kind of what I
And
like
bet-
about
me
him.
too. And I bet they're like, dude, that's not how this
Well,
works.
the WHO, if you listen to him with the World Health Organization, corrupt as fuck
Hilarious.
and clearly in China's pocket. There's no question about it.
Are you talking about the video we
yes,
got? I'm gonna send it to Chin.
China has huge influence over the WHO to the point where the doctor of the WHO is not even Chinese, wouldn't even admit or answer the question that Taiwan exists. And Trump was like, we these fucking guys under Chinese direction first said that it wasn't human to human contact. They said that you couldn't catch it that way. They were against the travel ban that I imposed and called me wrong, and then I was called a racist. He goes, and it seems that they're very China centric. He goes, not favor of China, but China centric, let's say. Everybody knows that China fucking exerts massive influence, the Chinese Communist Party, not the Chinese people. And so he was like, you know what? I think we're going to defund it maybe. I'm going to look into that. I think that's an excellent threat. Whether it's true or not, I don't know what the WHO probably does a lot of good in the world, so I want to be careful. I don't know enough about it. I do think that they are a corrupt organization, and I like that he threatens, we give them 22% of their budget. I think the Chinese give them only like 13. I can't remember.
I think
But
this is the
22%
video,
of their
Chin.
fucking
It's
budget.
on Instagram. I'm sent
maybe
to you right
not.
now.
Right.
Maybe not, assholes.
Well, I mean, do you remember even before he was president, he gave a speech where he
Is it Tucker
says
Carlson or no?
What?
Is it Tucker Carlson? No.
No.
he gave a speech. Before, I believe this was before he was president. But
Is that it?
He says in front of people at a podium, he said, Obama's not dealing with the Chinese the right way. If it was me, I would say, you listen, motherfuckers. Those were his real.
Trump
He
said that?
really said that.
Yeah.
And he's talking about China.
Well, China
and you're
is.
like, whoa, dude.
You
You're
listen,
Samuel L.
motherfucker.
Jackson?
You listen,
Chin, I'm going
motherfucker.
to send you something. I'm going to send you something
Did it come
too
through, Chin?
You got it.
that I want you to hear.
You listen, motherfucker.
Yeah. And I quote, by the way, like that's not
It's funny, man.
Well, listen, man.
It's
They're
like-
not our ally.
how you describe
China-
talking. Presidents have to go through the process of like bringing up a subject and kind of like
Oh,
intimating.
God.
It sounds exactly like how you would talk to your wife or
It's that
girlfriend.
top.
That's
That
this
one.
one here. Right?
Chin, I'm sending
Yeah.
you something here too.
This is the one you sent
About-
B, or did Eddie send this?
WHO, that's the World Health Organization, receives vast amounts of money from the United States, and we pay for a majority, a biggest portion of their money. And they actually criticized and disagreed with my travel ban at the time I did it, and they were wrong. They've been wrong about a lot of things. And they had a lot of information early, and they didn't want to. They seem to be very China-centric. And we have to look into that. So we're going to look into it. We give a majority of the money that they get. And it's much more than the $58 million is a small portion of what they've gotten over the years. Sometimes they get much more than that. Sometimes it's for programs that they're doing. And and it's much bigger numbers. And if the programs are good, that's great as far as we're concerned. But we want to look into it. World Health Organization, because they really are. They called it wrong. They called it wrong. They missed the call. They could have called it months earlier. They would have known, and they should have known, and they probably did know. So we'll be looking into that very carefully.
He knows,
and we're going to put a hold on money spent to the WHO. We're going to put a very powerful hold on it, and we're going to see. It's a great thing if it works, but when they call every shot wrong, that's no good.
Look, here's the thing about him. I got to say this. I've never been a Trump fan. You know this from day one. I've had a problem with his personality. I think he's a narcissist and everything else. All that stuff. I said, there's no way he's going to win. Yep. I was wrong. When Trump is sober, and when he's talking about issues, I have to say, I think he was spot on about China. I am not mad about the way he's handling this crisis to an extent. I know I'm going to get heat for this. So there are things about the way he's handling this that I appreciate. Let's put it that way.
What I really dislike is, as I'm not a man who is a Trump supporter either. I think that his behavior and his rhetoric oftentimes does affect our country negatively, especially in the worldview and things. But I find it honestly gross that there is an utter incapability for people who are his critics oftentimes to even acknowledge that he may do something well. I think that's kind of really gross and dangerous.
And I also think it's dangerous too, even with this Corona stuff. Like, he's doing some good, and there's some positive that comes out of the things he's doing, and everyone just focuses on the negative, no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. It's just
and that's
the worst of the worst. Like, God damn.
And that's where what you guys do is focusing on his personality and not on his ideas, not on his. He's got very smart people around him. And so, in a lot of ways, I think a lot of the shots he's called have been kind of right.
Yep.
And so, you know, this is no dummy, this dude. Yeah. He's not a fucking dummy. And I went back and I listened to interviews with him from 1998 and all that. He's been fucking talking about China. And
from the jump.
Yeah. And a lot of other things that I'm starting to come. I'm like, you know, yeah. And I do think, I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not saying that we shouldn't be imposing a lockdown. I don't know enough about this. I'm going to trust the experts, CDC. I do think that there are a lot of Democrats that are cynical enough to believe that if the economy is real shit, we have a chance of getting our guy in there.
100%.
I do. And I also do think...
Did you hear Bernie dropped out today?
Yes. And I think the media is very biased.
You just found that out, huh?
I did, and that is terrible news because I would have voted for Bernie. I can vote for Joe Biden. I don't think I can.
Oh, fuck no. He's going to be dead in 3 years.
He's also... utterly incapable of speaking.
He just is.
Has zero command of language.
I'm worried he's got some dementia. That's what I'm actually genuinely worried about it.
Hey, do you remember, you might not, I don't know why I do. I think it was because of DC Follies. It was an old kind of Puppetron TV show. But do you remember in the mid-'80s, Joe Biden ran for president?
Yes.
He had to drop out because he got caught plagiarizing.
He cheated on his...
Like a lot of shit.
LSATs, right?
Something. It was a plagiarism scandal. And it wasn't like, they've got it all wrong. They've got it all wrong. No, he's like, fuck, I'm screwed. I'm out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
100%.
And no one brings that up.
He was caught for plagiarism.
Did you ever see what he was like? And I just want to thank my my wife, and it's his sister.
Yeah.
He's
you know, some of those things are you're just making so many speeches over and over and you're exhausted at the end of the day, you're going to fuck up and the media loves to catch it. But I don't, he's always been considered in Washington a bit of a blowhard.
Right. Well, there's a type of fucking up too. Like with everything that happens, if you're a professional MMA fighter, even if you're fucking Cain Velasquez at his prime, you make mistakes, but it's the way certain people make mistakes that you go, okay, well, that's what happens. Obama made gaffes, but when Obama was making gaffes, he's scratch that, and boom, back in it, locked in.
He's such a smooth
President
speaker.
Clinton locked in.
Yeah.
Joe Biden is like you're watching his brain break.
Yeah.
You're like,
I think he might just be old. I think he might be suffering from some kind of a glitch.
100%. Yeah. There's a glitch going on up there. Like, dude, you can't be president.
I worry about that.
I do too.
I would have voted for Bernie, man. I really would have.
Too much of a socialist.
He's not gonna.
It's rough, and I think I actually heard you, Brian, bring it up on JRE. It's like lest we forget, the man honeymooned in Moscow.
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know.
I think Bernie is a good man. I think Bernie believes
really
what he
good person.
believes.
Yeah.
I believe he believes what he says, and he says what he believes.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. So there's an authenticity to Bernie. I thought I liked him when I listened to him on JRE.
I loved him.
My problem with Bernie is just that he speaks in terms of right and wrong and morality. God bless him. God bless him about everybody deserves health care and everything else. The who's going to pay for it is secondary. And I do think he has tremendous faith in a centralized authority, a state government, federal government, and that is more efficient than the marketplace. I don't think he's ever lived in a marketplace.
Right.
I don't think he understands how the marketplace works viscerally. And so for me, as somebody who believes in a decentralization of authority and who believes in the marketplace, for the most part, capitalism, I can't have a guy like that.
That's a great way to put it. I always looked at Bernie too. I agree that I think he's the most altruistic, high level politician we've had, where he's saying something, he believes it. Yeah. It's not up front. He's not thinking about how well it tests or how this.
He doesn't give a fuck about whether you like him or not.
And the guy's been protesting and standing up for free speech and socialist ideas. More socialist looking ideas for fucking 50 years. I mean, he walk it like he talk it. I like that about Bernie, but every one of his ideas always struck me as tweaker ideas, where like you'll smoke meth and you're standing
free college for everybody
2 days in a row. And you're like, dude, we could rob a bank. And you're like, yes, that's a great idea. Not sleeping, just crazy tweaking balls. All we need is a helicopter and an RPG and a fucking Porsche. And you're realistically believing this is a good idea and that you can pull this shit off. Bernie is like free college for everyone tomorrow,
but he has no plan.
It's illusory. It's like illusory. It's a great idea.
My whole thing with where I'd vote for Bernie is I almost vote for the person more than their beliefs, because it's so tough for them to really do anything.
That's true.
So I vote for the person.
Yeah.
He's not going to embarrass the United States. You know, for him to the tax laws he wanted to do and all that stuff, that's never going to get passed.
Here's the thing about Trump, though. You got to give Trump some credit. Again, you got to be careful with giving a president too much credit for the massive economy of the U.S. economy. But you do have to say, while he was president, if these figures are correct, and I've heard them from several different sources, lowest African-American unemployment, lowest Latin unemployment in this country ever. And the economy was gangbusters. The economy
until this came along.
So you got to give the guys some credit.
Yeah.
Now I want you to hear this. I wanted to send this to you. Take a listen to Marco Rubio talking about the real threat that China poses. And don't worry, but if it's a little long, but I think it's worth listening to. It's 5 minutes. But I want to get your guys' take on this.
In 10 or 15 years, you won't be watching the U.S. stock market. You'll be watching the Chinese markets.
Jesus.
And they will be determining whether our companies survive. It'll be us. It'll be us on the outside looking in. And then Americans are going to wonder, why do we no longer invent great things? Why do we now have to do whatever China wants in the world in order to get the medicines we need to cure my mom or my dad's Alzheimer's? And the answer will be because when they were displacing us, your policymakers were too busy arguing with each other and playing dumb, ridiculous games on a regular basis. Meanwhile, China was focused like a laser with a plan, and they executed on it. This is not a game. I can think of no more significant issue from the perspective of history than what is happening now. And do not misunderstand me. I do not come here to say that I want to be unnecessarily aggressive with China or that I want there to be a confrontation. China is going to be a rich and a powerful country. And we have no problem with that. We can't have any problem with that. But there has to be a balance. It cannot be a China that is rich and powerful and an America that is weak and not prosperous. Because those imbalances are what create wars. Those imbalances are what create misery. Those imbalances are what destabilize the planet. That can't be. We need to recalibrate this relationship. It needs to be rebalanced on the trade side. It needs to be protective on our national security side. It needs to be equalized. And if it is, China can still be very successful. They're going to invent things. They're going to create jobs. They're going to become more prosperous. And that is fine. We've been doing that for 100 years. Every person in this gallery, sitting in the gallery, every person here in the well of the Senate on the floor, everyone you know has products on them, a phone, a belt, made in another country. the issue is not that other countries make things and we don't. It's not about us dominating everything. It's about balance.
Now watch this.
And this is not balanced. This is headed to a dramatic imbalance. And the imbalance used to be they made cheap things and sent it back to us so we had lower prices. That's what's happened for the last 30 years. They made cheaper T-shirts, they assembled the phones cheaper, and they shipped it back to the United States, leading to lower prices. That's not the imbalance I'm talking about.
Watch this.
The imbalance we're headed to is they control state-of-the-art artificial intelligence. They control the state-of-the-art quantum computing, which means that nothing can be encrypted anymore, which means there are no such things as secure cars left. The President of the United States one day will not be able to talk to his national security officials anywhere in the world without the Chinese hearing it, because no matter what encryption you put in, they'll break it with a quantum computer. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. The imbalance I'm talking about is one day we'll have a dispute with China on something on national security somewhere in the world, and they will threaten to cut off our supply of biomedicines. In essence, threaten the lives of Americans not getting medicine unless we cave to their desires. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. The imbalance I'm talking about is one where they dominate aerospace, where they are the nation that controls satellites and satellite communication. They are the nation that controls 5G. We're headed towards autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles will depend on 5G technology. And China will dominate the world in 5G, and we will depend on it. So we're going to build a fleet of autonomous trucks and autonomous cars, and none of them will work if the Chinese decide to shut it down because they dominate that field. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. And if this all sounds fantastic, apocalyptic, look it up. Research it. And I promise you, you will not find a single person versed on this topic that would disagree with what I'm saying. This is the threat that we face.
So should we go fight some Chinese people? Or?
Well, all I'm saying is that I never took this seriously. I love the international trade and everything else, but you know, you're dealing with a communist party that is focused like a laser beam, that can do things, and that does practice widespread economic espionage, etc., and has the intent of dominating the world. I would play hardball with China.
100%. This is fucked up. Do you see how violence against Chinese Americans is up? Because
that's awful. That's fucking terrible.
They gave us the coronavirus.
Now that's
terrible. They did, but we shouldn't fuck.
By the way, when
up.
I talk this way, I am not fucking talking about Chinese people, anybody Asian. If you do that, you're a moron. I'm talking about the Chinese Communist government that keeps their own people down. I'm talking about the fact that a lot of people got rich who are wherever they were in this country because they deal with countries. If you're going to be like holier than thou, just know that China, the government, has one of the worst human rights records on record to their own people.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about the Chinese people.
No, fuck. If you fuck with somebody who's Asian or Chinese because of the coronavirus, you are a dum-dum.
I mean, if
you're a moron.
If you see him eating bat soup, it's kind of a
bat soup.
Maybe say, hey,
I like a nice warm bat myself.
No, I mean, I find it really insulting too when like it's as if you were to insult Chairman Mao, that you're insulting Chinese people for being birthed with, or you know what I'm saying? Like no one would say if you were to go down the list of terrible things that the Nazi Party or the Third Reich did, you wouldn't be like, man, you must really dislike German people.
He hates German.
No,
I hate Nazis.
I just don't. I don't like what the Chinese do to their own people. I was there. I went to Beijing. I fucking saw the amount of security.
But it's the same thing as when September 11th happened. Muslim Americans the violence on Muslim Americans.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's because dummies want their people are the ones that did it. Get them.
Listen, everyone gets scared. We all do. A lot of us are scared right now. There's a real problem when really stupid people get scared. Bad things happen.
That's right.
Mob
mentality. That's why I got to be careful with the way we talk on this podcast. People listen, and again, I'm glad you
you're gonna start a revolution against Chinese people.
I'm definitely not trying to. I'm definitely not going bad on. Sounds like I'm China. I just think it's been an eye opener for me. That's all. It's been an eye opener for me.
Well, and also talk to people who have lived in China and come to America.
I do.
You will get a very, very sobering kind of take on what it means to be living underneath the Chinese government. And a lot of Chinese Americans, especially ones who have had prolonged experience living in China, will agree with Bryan. This is not
only that. I mean, how about we're doing a movie and my character has to run down this Chinese guy who is we're playing cops. I have to run through the old city of Beijing.
What movie?
This movie I did this summer.
Oh,
Two Girls,
when
One
you went
Cup.
to China?
Two Girls, One
We
Cup.
went to
Yes.
China?
Yes, and so I have to run down, and I have to apprehend them, and we're doing all this thing, and I get wet, and it's a sort of a silly heist kind of thing. Things happen, a pie gets thrown on my face, all this stuff. Not really, but that stuff. So I have to capture this Chinese criminal. The Chinese government got wind of the script because you have to present
You
your
have to approve
script
everything,
to their
right?
censors,
Yeah.
right? And number one, by the way, this is after I got retinal scan, fingerprints, and I had to. They show you a thing that there will be zero criticism of the Chinese government when you are here, and if you do, you will be asked to leave.
We're
the
in
country.
customs as you're going through
It's
customs?
in customs.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's perfectly fine. That's
huge
totally-
fucking.
I don't know why
cool
the
with
fuck
that.
you
Huge sign.
go to
Huge
China,
sign.
but
And so here's what's even crazier. So in the script is written, I'm about to do it, being financed in part by a Chinese company, a woman who did a lot of TV shows there. And I get there and, well, they say, guess what? We're not shooting that scene. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, they will not allow an American to be seen, an American agent to be seen on Chinese soil apprehending a Chinese person.
wow.
So we have to rewrite it for somehow a Chinese person to do it.
Oh,
And
Jesus
so we
Christ.
couldn't figure out how to make that work. So that came out of the script, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
So I've had some, and then
That's
the other
amazing.
crazy thing was I noticed that the woman running this show, one of the women, was like she screamed, and all her minions came to listen to her. And I looked at the guy who'd been there, who was an English guy who'd been there forever. He'd been there. He spoke fluent Chinese. And he said, he just looked at me and goes, slavery exists here, my friend. Slavery exists here. I never forgot it, man. It's a very, very hard place.
You know
to
how
live.
miserable
There's a lot
you
of
were
great
there?
things about China, I'm sure. Shanghai is supposed to be amazing. There are a lot of great things about China. I don't know shit about China. I can't say anything about China because I spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks in Beijing.
And you hated it.
I want
I want
my
that
favorite
on
place.
record.
Not my favorite place.
Well, look,
But I don't know enough about China. I'm talking about, I was there for I know, but
That's your
my
experience,
experience
though, B.
and what
It's
I've
fucking
read.
terrible.
Yeah.
And like a lot of artists have shared that experience. I remember when it was a big deal when Metallica was finally allowed to play in China.
Oh, wow.
They had to present their set list. A board had to listen to those songs.
Metallica.
And they were told you can't play this song. Like, for instance, Master of Puppets. It's about government control and
that's right.
manipulating people. Can't play that. Can't play that here.
Communism.
I
bet even they were like, that shit bangs, but we're not going to have that here.
It's a fantastic song, but not
That
playing
shit
it here.
slaps.
That's my issue with socialism too. Is like I want everybody to be. I don't want poor people to be hurting for dentistry and all that. Fuck that. I don't want that either. The problem is that to ensure that you would have to have. If I come up with a company, I make a lot of money because I have a great idea, and someone Bernie says I need 85% of your money.
Yeah.
Because you're making too much.
I know.
So that's confiscation by a central
That
authority
shit's
who's
not
then
gonna
going
happen.
to redistribute it. That is socialism. It is.
Imagine
Right.
if there was a fighter.
Right.
Imagine if there was a fighter who was never forced to kind of be up against the ropes. There's not going to be a lot of dynamic performances from that fighter. You know what I'm saying? And I think that socialism, it's obviously an oversimplified bro way to put it, but socialism kind of makes it so you're hitting pads instead of in a real fight.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons why America has been so dominant in a relatively short amount of time this country's been around. America's been so dominant in developing ideas, in
creativeness.
They can make money and they can have a better life if they come up with their own. Look at our friends who are comics.
Not only
Look at Brendan Schaub, who starts out and figures out a way. He's a fighter. He wants to be a comic so desperately. So look at what he did. He comes along. You run the business. He runs this fucking business with the podcast. This fucking guy who comes in. He goes, how do I gotta make money as a comic. Otherwise, he had to make money. He's like, how the fuck do I do this? How do I get butts in the seat?
It's not
on the fly. The motherfucker comes up with these ideas. Brendan's the one who came up with the idea of you ever notice how every comic copies. Have you ever seen how they do graphics? Graphics on Instagram with the graphic cartoons? Who came up with that whole idea? That guy. That's patient zero. And merch.
Can we use a different terminology?
Nope.
Given what's
we're
going
doing
on around
patient
us.
zero because he
Basically,
had Corona.
I ate the bat soup.
But hold
That's
on.
what Brian
Hold
said.
on. So whenever it comes up with T-shirts, I remember it so well. He goes, we're going to sell T-shirts. I was like, huh? T-shirts? He goes, yeah, watch. I'm going to design them.
But I didn't have money, so I had to ask you for money.
Yeah, but I just trusted this motherfucker. Because I watched this fucking guy, and I watched him. You know what I noticed about this guy? And I'm getting to a larger point. He had no money when I first met him. He had no money. He was fucking trying to fight. He was making fucking, nothing. And he showed up. I don't know if you remember this. We went to hang out. He had a BMW M Series he could barely afford.
M6.
And he had this really nice fucking jacket. He had a blazer and he was wearing fake glasses the way like LeBron James did. And I went and I looked at him and he looked fantastic. I'd never seen an athlete who dressed up like this. And I looked at him and I go, that's an expensive jacket. He goes, yeah, man, I only own one of these, but it's fucking, he goes, I love nice things. I love nice things. It's what I think about. It's what makes me feel good, And I watched this entrepreneur, this young entrepreneur, I watched him turn this business and his own business into a multi-million-dollar operation.
Right.
And that kind of ingenuity that then was copied by every fucking comic, including Joe Rogan to an extent. Fact. And Joe would admit to this.
The marketing aspect of it.
I mean, the motherfucker comes along and every comic bit his style in New York and in Los Angeles. And so what that did is it made all those comics wealthy. And so we've all seen, and especially me, I remember when Sebastian Maniscalco, who makes $20 million a year, whatever it is, I remember when he was a waiter at the 40. Four Seasons.
He makes 40.
He makes $40 million. When he was a waiter at the Four Seasons for 9 years. And the story of this country is people who come up with a fucking idea, make a lot of money, and then other people copy that idea and say, that might work for me. And then it gets saturated and they come up with another idea. You need creative destruction. You're not going to have creative destruction. Remember the flip camera that went away?
Yes.
Well, guess why? Because we put it in our phones. If you had a council that had to decide, well, we got to save jobs over there, so we can't. They would never allow creative destruction. You have to allow businesses to go out of business so you can create other businesses.
Yeah.
The creative destruction that went into this fucking iPhone that all of us use, including us socialists out there, is something that could only occur in a society that allows the marketplace to be ruthless for people who can't keep up.
Well, to your point, B, what's the last thing Russia did creatively?
Exactly.
Name the last thing Russia
and
put out where you're like, that's dope. We're going to use those ideas.
Right. Traditionally, some of the greatest artists that have ever walked the face of the earth, when it comes to music, when it comes to dance, when it comes to painting, when it comes to writing, certainly. And it all just ended. It all just ended around like the turn of the 19th century. Russia just put a fucking wet
Tchaikovsky.
towel.
But before then they
you had Dostoevsky, you had Tolstoy, you had
it's Tchaikovsky.
You had incredible,
Baryshnikov. I mean, it goes. The list goes on and on of like the amazing Soviet art. And then it just ended,
gone.
Because you can't.
Because
also,
you couldn't tell the government, you couldn't tell your own rulers, go fuck yourself. You couldn't have any kind of. So much of art is disturbing. It's artists who are. Look at the Vietnam War. This is where I start to look at myself. If you look at the music that came out of the Vietnam War, it was all protest music. Hey, what's that sound? Some of that that's going around. All that stuff was like, there's something wrong with Ohio, fucking Neil Young. Yeah. It's about the shootings at Kent. This was a finger and Nixon was paranoid of the hippies. He was paranoid of the artistic establishment.
Oh yeah.
Thank God. Thank God. And so you need irreverence. You need a distrust of your central government. More importantly, you need a populace that's willing to give the middle finger to our rulers so largely to my point, in a socialist country, you would be penalized for coming up with all those ideas because they would take 85% of all the money you've made that you've worked so hard for. You didn't come from a lot of money. No. You didn't have money when I knew you. You had no money.
You just wouldn't get. You wouldn't develop to this extent. It wouldn't develop to this extent.
Yeah, and because there'd be no incentive.
You would never have had that inspiration because you knew, man, when your fighting career ended, like you were going to fucking drown.
Yeah.
Or else.
Yeah.
I must dig deep and do something. And there's something incredibly cruel about that. There's something incredibly beautiful about that, and that's what our country's been built on.
At the same time, I do identify with someone like Bernie Sanders to the left who says, "Wait." Some people fall through the cracks, man. There are people that just can't keep up. There are people that just don't have the skills, and we don't want to see them on the street anymore. Yeah. And that is where the left comes in. That is where you got to go, fuck, man, maybe we do need government programs.
To your point, there has to be a middle.
There's a middle. It's
got to be a middle.
It's something that I've really thought about, and it applies. I mean, I kind of developed this idea of really looking at fitness and taking all these people's questions over and over again via the internet. But the reality is, the human experience, we can never say never, and we can never say always. Brian and I we can sit here and wax poetic about how amazing capitalism is and the free market and the idea of sink or swim. It is. There's exceptions.
Yes.
It's not a uniform.
No.
And to your point, look, I think it was Martin Luther King who said that America was built on the idea of pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. There's plenty of people in this country who don't have boots.
That's right, dude.
And
You
there's
have to
people
say
who
that's right.
that was the biggest
Adam
message from the
Smith-
Joker that I wanted people to take away. And they either said a masterpiece or it's incels being promoted. And no, the one of the important messages about the Joker is that there's a lot of people in this country who were fucked at birth,
Yes,
and
you're
have
right.
been abused and have been completely ostracized from
right.
all of the normal social circles.
You're right, dude.
And you can't expect that guy or that gal to make something of themselves in this country when they're just completely fucked.
Yeah,
How about a
they're not in
soldier
the
who
same
gets
race.
injured?
They're not in the same race.
Or even a soldier who gets injured and had to take, who was prescribed opiates and now is addicted. You got to have compassion. Yeah, I was put in my place by an economist who I was like, I'm a capitalist.
Recently, B?
Yeah, I was talking about, I'm a capitalist, and and I was talking about Adam Smith, the invisible hand, and Adam Smith is the father of capitalism, the father of market. And she goes, it was so great. She looks at me and she goes, I understand. You do know that Adam Smith wrote that book when he was living with his mom, right? I go. Oh, she goes, did you? I don't know if he wrote. I don't know if you know that, but while he was writing, I don't know if he wrote. Honey, your laundry's folded. Dinner's ready, dude. It fucked me up.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
That's good, though.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
She goes, what is that worth? What's that worth?
That's
because
hilarious.
he was living in a bit of a socialist environment,
That's
wasn't
hilarious.
he?
Yeah.
Because he had his mother to take care of.
That's hilarious.
Some people don't have a mother. I was like, motherfucker, man.
Mike, do you have any of your nicotine patches on you?
I brought the big boys.
Did you? I was
Big boys.
hoping you did.
I think we should force Brian to take one.
I've been drinking.
Today?
Liquor?
I've been shaving my head, drinking. I do stuff.
You've been drinking. If there was whiskey here, I'd have it.
If there was cocaine in my house, I would do
Oh,
it.
these are the volts.
Big boys.
But what power are these?
Those are considered the extra strong. That's what
Damn,
the
bro.
sweets- I-
You don't fuck around. If I do it, I'm doing a 5 milligram patch. I'm not doing that shit. I can't.
Brian should try mine. This would knock Brian's fucking face.
It would make him sick, and I would
This'll
think
make
that
you
would
good.
be fantastic viewing.
What do I do? Just put this in my mouth?
Just one, yeah. Those are babies. That's not gonna do anything.
While you guys load up on nicotine, an
pretty
excellent
damn
drug, let me thank you.
These smell
Honestly,
so hard.
let me thank you because I don't know what the overall response was, but I got so many amazing, like really beautiful messages about the last time you guys had me on. And let me thank the listeners too, because so many people reached out and talked about how maybe I struck a chord with them when it talked about addiction and talked about things like that, and how they appreciated me talking so openly. And in turn, that helps me in my recovery a millionfold. And it's just like it's really such a gift. So let me thank you guys and thank
Oh,
the
you're one of my
TFAT
favorite
family.
people.
So-
Me and Brian,
awesome.
me
You're
and
awesome.
Brian, we're talking about guests, and our friends are pussies. And we're like, I don't want to say their name.
Fucking-
Should we? No.
Yeah, we should.
Well, Delia's terrified to leave the house.
And so's
Sasso's
Sasso.
terrified
You
to leave the
little
house.
bitches.
Rapport terrified to leave the
He
house.
is too?
All
What a bitch. All the loud
bunch of
mouths.
bitches. Bunch of bitches. And I go, dude, and you know this, Mike's one of my favorite people. I go,
Yeah.
Mike's local, dude, and he's so good with us.
Yeah, you are. You really are.
Down the
We'd
street.
have you on here every week.
Thank you guys. I mean, it means a lot. And of course, I mean, it's huge for me, like online presence. I got thousands and thousands of more views on all my stuff and a lot more downloads to my podcast. So thank you. I mean,
You're
really
a
means
muscular man with compassion. You know, my buddy.
Mike can talk though.
Yeah.
Like you know how to, like you know we have
He can
comics in
talk.
here,
He
but
can
there's
talk.
certain guys he can talk.
But there's something really kind of healing about him.
love
like,
Mike.
Like there's something like makes me relaxed around Mike. My buddy, you know him. I won't say his name. My buddy, I got in trouble. We're at dinner, very small dinner, 4 people.
Recently?
5 people. Yeah.
Not
Everybody's
too
sitting-
recently, 'cause
Everybody's
this is at
sitting.
dinner.
Everybody's
True.
sitting. And I go, no. It was at home.
Okay.
At home.
Oh, okay.
Outside, by the way, on a roof, so there's good ventilation. And we were being COVID smart. I'm just saying. I'm waiting for this to hit.
That's such a
So-
baby one.
It is.
You're fine.
So
The thing he gave me would,
it's just kind of sweet.
yeah, isn't it nice?
Yeah. And burning my throat. That's it.
It's spicy, right?
It's
It gets
so
spicy.
So fuck. What was I saying? What was
Dinner.
Oh yeah.
Dinner.
So my buddy says, dude, I went to a healer. The guy and he put his hands on my body, and I was crying so hard, and I fucking fainted.
A friend of ours.
Yeah, and I love him, and he's a man. And I go,
Is he a comic?
And I can't help it.
Is he a comic?
I won't say any more than that. I go,
Okay.
I just go like this. I go, can't help myself. And I go, hey, you pussy, though, right? And
Did everybody laugh or no?
no, because
That's
everybody
the
was
worst.
into it. Everybody was like, so what else happened?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I've just met a lot of people like this. And I go, let me guess. Did he have a chest gem? Was he wearing sandals? And then the other
man bun?
the other person's friend was like, in fact, yes, but now he's 65. And I'm like, uh-huh. And I've just been in LA a lot, so
Been
I was
around a
basically
lot.
calling him a
Yeah.
fucking fraud. And the person that was telling me about it
We'll edit their name out.
turned at me and went, dude, I don't give a fuck who you've met. I'm telling you right now, this shit fucking works, okay? And I cried, so don't fuck. And he came at me. And then I realized, I said, you know what happened, dude?
I know who it is.
You know what happened? I go, you had a man, a big man, who is an athletic, big, strong man, put his hands on your chest. And he was there to listen to you
Yep.
and to feel what you were going through. And you've never had a man.
Yeah, that's why it connects.
Never had a dad, never had a man. Think about this. Most of us haven't.
Does
had
his,
a man.
does his name rhyme with bleep?
You gotta edit that out, but yes. Yes. 100%.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
You just got it.
I gotta,
Oh, you can swallow it. You're fine.
so the thing is,
That's what she said.
what I said is, I go, dude, and I thought about this. I go, any man that would put his hands on your body in a non-gay way and say, talk to me, talk to me.
Right.
It's okay.
No, that's powerful.
Dude, because all of us are so competitive with each other. None of us, like, I would never put my hands on you. Yeah, for you and I, we're always
could.
fucking with each other, but all our friends, we're always fucking with each other. It's competition. We live in a world where other men are other guys you're doing jujitsu with, boxing with, or arguing with, or trying to get your point across.
Yeah, it catches you off guard. It's
catches
like
you off guard.
Joey Diaz called me. He texted me. He goes, "Are you good?" And I'm like, "I'm great, man." And then he texts. He goes, "I want to talk to you." I'm like, "What? I wonder what's wrong with Joey." He's literally just calling to check in on me. And I thought something. I'm like, and I was like, "Yeah, what's up, dude?" He's like, "Saying how you doing, Brendan Chubb?" I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm good, man." He's like, "Well, what are you up to?" I tell him. He's like, "Okay." He's going through all this stuff. I'm like, "What's the catch here? What do you need, Joey?" He's like, "Nothing. I need nothing, man."
You gotta understand,
He's like,
like-
"I love you." I'm like,
Not only
"All right."
Not only do so many of us suffer from not having that type of male relationship, but it's almost like a cultural American thing. The idea of being completely self-reliant.
Yeah.
For men is, I had a Marine, and this man had seen battle, and we were having a discussion, and he was opening up to me about certain things that he was dealing with, and he was having a lot of problems with addiction, as a lot of guys who come back from war do.
Sure.
And I said, dude, you need to go to a meeting, or at least you need a professional, mental health professional to talk to, because this is serious, and this can go a lot farther south if we let this go out of control. He said, you got to understand, for me, a man who has been in the Marine Corps for a long time and seen battle, the idea of me talking about my feelings
it's
is
not
like
there.
asking me to fly.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't,
It's not-
and it hit me so hard, because I didn't realize. Not only was this guy who was a proud American who grew up with this kind of cowboy ethic of don't bury your feelings, but also he then became a soldier, so he was further encouraged to learn how to divorce himself from emotion. It makes you a terrible soldier to be emotional, to let that affect your thinking, to cloud your. So take him out of the world of combat, and now he's a guy who has found a lot of value in blocking his emotion.
It's a huge tool,
and that doesn't really help much in the real world,
But you don't block your emotions, right? Because your Latin side, they're very open and loving, right?
Yeah, it's really weird. Super stoic to the world around you,
but within the family
overly fucking can't shut your mouth to people that you let in.
Yes.
To your close friends and your family. Family is a huge thing. Even I have this weird thing happened to me when I was like 19 or 20, where I was running with really bad people who I was buying coke from in LA, and some shit went wrong, and my friend of mine, the same guy who the cat issue happened, he was with, and he loaned money to one of these guys who used to get us coke, and the guy took off, and we never talked to him again,
as drug dealers do.
And I had cousins. Like, I honestly, I don't I don't know these guys that well. We've seen each other a couple times at birthday parties and funerals over I was probably 19 at the time. Over my entire 19 years, I'd probably seen them 5 times.
Still on their team.
These guys were ready to go find that man and kill him.
Yeah, isn't it interesting? Yeah,
and
like my girl,
family bonds are so tight.
Me and my brother are so close. He's my best friend. I'm close with my family, but we never really talk like that at all. I think my brother's only told me he's loved me maybe twice after I lost fights. Other than that, never. But it's just
awkward.
It's just not our thing. Yeah,
you don't need to say it.
It's just not our thing. But then my girl's family, who she's born and raised in Guadalajara, Mexico, like she'll talk to friends that she grew up, that she doesn't talk, like she moved from Mexico when she was 9, but she still talks to those people. She's like, you don't talk to anyone from high school or your childhood? I'm like, no, why would I?
Right.
Yeah.
Or like her family, they're like check in on me, like, what do you want? They're like, what's wrong with you? Why do you like this?
That's how you grew up.
Right,
That's how I grew up.
Like, what's wrong with you?
I grew up breaking bonds a lot. I remember.
It's not that I break them. It's just like that was that phase in life. And then I'm over here now, man. So like my intentions, all my energy and intentions over here, man.
Yeah, but
so
sometimes people,
not that I don't still love you, but it's just if you need something, call me. But I'm not going to check in with you.
Well, we're always moving forward, all of us. We're always kind of, trying to get somewhere. And sometimes somebody will stop you. And if it's a man, like I was in couples therapy, and the therapist was this wonderful guy. He was one of those guys who just really listened to you. Like my joke is, he sounded like he was talking to a nervous horse, and he's just, And finally he stopped me and he goes, hold it. Hey, do you know what a miracle you are? And I went, I got a little emotional. I was like, oh, me? And he goes, you went through a lot, and you've not given yourself any credit for getting through it with colors. And I was like,
oh, man.
Hey, man, this is not making me feel good.
Don't make me sing.
I had an acting teacher, and when I was 24, or I don't know how old I was, and he goes, I'm in a fucking class full of girls, like hot girls. I'm a young dude. You know how messed up I am about emotion to begin with, and also how I got a macho complex and all that shit. And the guy says to me, he goes, he's talking, and he says, can I ask you a question? I go, yeah. And he goes, how come you never talk about your father? Why is he never in any of your work? I was like,
interesting.
They can hit you with shit. Not a lot of fathers.
Yeah. I talk about animals.
A lot of horses and other guys' bodies, but never your dad.
Dudes' bodies. But people can stop you. And then he goes like this. You know what he did? I forgot this. He goes, because I used to go in the dance studio, I would go practice Taekwondo.
Yeah.
I was still trying to fight. So he goes like this. He goes, and what is all this? Hi-ya-ya.
Oh, no.
And I went,
what?
I went, and he goes, it's armor, isn't it? When are you going to take your armor off here? Because it doesn't work for you.
Oof.
And then he made me stand there. And he goes, can you stand still? In front of everybody, I go, huh? He goes, stand up, take your shoes off, put your hands by your side. Now just look at me for a second. And I was like, this is, when somebody makes you stop and do that, just that,
it's tough.
It's very fucking disconcerting. And it got me, I was embarrassed.
It got your attention.
And emotional. Yeah. And then they start asking you questions about how you grew up.
I feel like Dr. Drew, he grew up pretty normal, right? He seems to have his shit together.
He grew up very normal, but he grew up with academic. His father was a physician, a doctor, a very successful one. He grew up with a Eastern European Jewish kind of
expectations,
very high standards, very high demanding kind of type A world, and he certainly doesn't talk negatively about his relationship with his parents, but he has a longing for real softy type of love, just lovey-dovey stuff.
He's super like caring and loving. Like
he's a doctor.
Drew doesn't make sense.
When you were like, can I share your number, Dr. Drew? I'm like, yeah, of course, man. He calls me like, Brendan, I haven't seen you forever, man. I miss you. I'm like, what?
Yeah. He's a misunderstood guy, and it's hard for me to sit back and watch because Drew does a lot of things in the media that I don't necessarily agree with. I wasn't a big fan of celebrity rehab. I didn't think that was a good idea. I think it served a lot of great purpose. But for me, I was like, I wouldn't want that. He really had this idea
to help him
of presenting the world with real recovery. Like he wanted people to see it.
And heroes and idols, and seeing how they are also struggling.
Everyone's struggling, yeah.
And I get
Great
that,
show.
and I get that, and I in the end, it probably was a good thing. But my point being is that I'm not sitting around sucking Drew's cock on everything that he does. We have disagreements, but it really hurts me when I see people online talk about Drew and say, oh, fake doctor, he's a sham, he's a fucking hack that's all about attention. Because I mean this. This is not hyperbole. I've never met someone who isn't an addict themselves who cares so sincerely about people dealing with the disease of addiction. He loses sleep trying to figure out how to get the disease to be better dealt with.
But those haters, you go, not a real doctor, or he's full of shit, he's a Hollywood guy, but what else are they going to do? That's the only angle they can take.
Yeah.
What else are those losers going to go for?
Yeah.
Well, you don't help anybody. That's not true. Well, you're not a real doctor. What are you talking about? Yeah, he is. He's a practicing doctor for 30 years in Pasadena. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What that's the only angle they can really,
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, that's the only place. But also, does that criticism have to exist? I mean,
It does because that's the world of the internet.
But it should. My point is like everyone should be subjected to constructive criticism.
Yes.
As comics, you guys know that maybe you're at the at the highest level of the need to have real objective criticism. You guys need it to succeed. There's a big fucking massive chasm between constructive criticism and people just being assholes to compensate for how they feel inside. I mean, there's a big difference. I've gotten plenty of tweets where people are like, dude, you need to level out your screaming into the microphone. It really, it distorts, it doesn't see. And I think you're talking a little bit too much about yourself when you're dealing with this. And I go, thank you.
Yeah, that's constructive. I think some criticism, though, what I think a lot of criticism comes from is that you're doing your job sometimes when you're speaking. If you get people who hate on you, because you might very well be hitting a chord.
You're triggering something
they don't want to face.
And the way they face it is by lashing out.
Yes.
But anytime I see any hate, again, I barely see any. I have Kat deal with most of it. It's their own. It's not a Brendan problem. It's them. They're unhappy in their situation, and they see you're following me, and you see somebody flourishing, and it's triggering something in you. So I don't look at it doesn't make me feel bad. I feel bad for them.
Yeah. But there's
99% of the time, dude.
It's important. It's important too, though, to kind of filter out. I would say 90-something% of it is like people who are inadequate. Look, by the way, if the internet was around, like the real internet was around when I was a teenager, I would be that kid. I would see guys I would see, because I felt so insecure about myself. I was so insecure.
I would never, ever,
it's more subtle.
I would never reach out to somebody who I watched on TV, or if the internet exists when I was a kid, or an athlete, and like, you suck. As soon as you do that, dude, you're out of the race. The race of being successful, the race of making anything of yourself.
That's what you criticize. You can't become. That was
because the guys you look up to would never do that.
They wouldn't.
Anybody you watch on TV would
you're
never
criticizing somebody because they're just by their presence, they are an affront to how you grew up and the things you hold sacred. I'll give you an example. Watching this Ken Burns documentary, everything Ken Burns has ever done, baseball, jazz, watch it all, please.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Fucking Vietnam and his series on Vietnam. His Vietnam is just kidding. His series on Vietnam is fucking incredible. And I had a really interesting. He's a genius. He is the greatest documentary maker of all time, bar none. There's no one who comes close. No one who comes close to this motherfucker.
That's a wig, though, yeah.
That probably.
I was going to say Brendan can help him with his character.
But he is amazing. And
about
his
microphone
documentaries on the Civil War. Did you see Civil War, baseball, jazz, Vietnam? Please watch.
Are these all different documentaries?
Yeah, dude. But they're series. You'll learn so much. You'll learn so much. Ken Burns, he's just incredible. Jazz, the Dust Bowl, all of it's incredible.
Oh no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, dude, you'll
the
love
Dust Bowl,
New York. Please watch New York, Brendan, because if you want to learn about the history of this country in a beautiful way, and the Civil War and baseball,
Prohibition,
blow your fucking mind.
I'd be down for the Prohibition.
And jazz and race relationships and this strange dance that whites and blacks have been doing in this country from day one. It's such a fucking beautiful thing. But I had a really interesting. I don't know where it came from, but I was watching Vietnam, and if you looked at the people that were protesting the Vietnam War, they were hippies. They had long hair. They were wearing flowers in their hair. They were dirty. They were wearing sandals. Then if you look at the people that were saying with us or against us, they were clean cut and they were like, fuck that. Let's rid the world of communism, and they were pro-Vietnam. If you look at them, they were the equivalent of what all American people looked like. My visceral reaction, and by the way, the hippies back then were right. The liberals, quote unquote, the left-wingers, they were right.
With Vietnam?
And I can tell you, if I had lived back then, I would have been on the side of the pro-Vietnam guys because they were pro-American.
I would have protested.
They were clean cut. What I'm saying is that I wouldn't have been smart. I know me. I would have had an emotional, visceral reaction to be with America First guys, and not with the hippies. And I don't even know where that comes from, but I think it comes from growing up with my father, who told me if you have long hair and a beard, you're pro-Soviet or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have irrational prejudices in my brain at 53 that I've had to confront.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. We can't deny that. I think it's I had a really strange view of the military, and I grew up in a world that was very. We were talking about how no one really opened up to us as kids. I know that I grew up in a world where my dad was. He encouraged us to kind of deal with shit emotionally on your own. We don't really need to talk about that. That's not how you do things.
Yeah.
My father was a career military guy until he transferred out into the private sector. But he was working at the Pentagon. He had the highest levels of military clearance besides, maybe Joint Chief of Staff and the President, things like that. He was very high-ranking military, Air Force intelligence, and was working at the Pentagon during the Vietnam War. And the only time my dad's ever really gotten like super emotional, he was talking about how he was this 21-year-old guy, and he would have to take off his military uniform to leave the Pentagon. Because if you walked into Washington, D.C. wearing military, you were spit on.
Yeah.
And people would throw things at you.
That's not cool.
And he said, so my left brain can analyze and say that was a terrible idea. And that thousands and thousands of young American men lost their lives for something they shouldn't have.
For what? Yeah.
The Vietnam, it was a disaster. But at the same time, it was something that it was such a pivotal point in my life, and I had a community of other men that we were literally living and dying for this one cause. And then to have other people of your same country shun you for it. It was such a conflicted,
I had friendship ending arguments. Actually, I never talked about this, but friendship ending arguments about Iraq when we invaded Iraq. And I was defending the invasion of Iraq because I said that we live in a world now where if you have a guy like Saddam Hussein who hijacks a fucking country and their military, they can accidentally on purpose put a weapon of mass destruction in the hands of someone like Al-Qaeda, and you'd have a mushroom cloud over fucking Europe. And I think we have to send a very clear signal to every country in the world that if you think there's any profit in that, it'll be the end of your country. And I was defending the invasion of Iraq. 20 years later,
you're wrong. Yeah.
I was fucking wrong.
You're wrong. Right. Yeah.
And I was wrong, and I realized I was wrong 10 years before that. And I was realized that the friendships that I kind of ended because of my arguments, because I was not very diplomatic and I was an asshole because I was arguing from emotion. Those people were right. So much of this shit
and
is
they were right, because if you talk to someone who was in that war, in Iraq, they were saying they should have left Saddam Hussein, because when they went in there, which it wasn't our business, when they went in there, because supposedly had weapons of mass destruction, but we didn't have any proof. When we went in there and fucked all that equilibrium, the whole economy up, we just it made it 10 times.
We tried to restructure the Middle East. That was great arrogance, great hubris. And you look
Gaddafi,
back on it,
Saddam Hussein,
all that shit. And sanctions apparently were working. This is all hindsight, but there were very smart people at the time who were saying this is a bad idea. Like my mother and me and my father ganging up on my mother, my 5'2" mother. And my mother said, "You guys are a bunch of cowboys, Rambo assholes who've learned nothing about history."
And you hit her.
And then we struck her.
You fucking hit her.
We struck
her anti-American ass.
And we made her do drugs. And
you
now
said,
she's
"Make me dinner."
Make me
Don't
dinner,
look
bitch.
at me.
Hey,
America.
woman. That's literally what we were like, though. Okay, women.
Dude, I remember, I don't have just thinking of war. I don't know what made me think this, because we were talking about
Because we were talking about war.
There you go. There you go. CT's real, dude.
Yeah.
The few memories I have of my grandpa, he fought in World War II, And me and my brother we'd stay at my grandma and grandpa's house, and he was a Marine, and he was a captain of a battalion. Is that what we call it?
Yeah,
battalion. And he was the guy in charge of tanks, but he's the captain. And me and my brother, we used to fight all the time, all over everything. And me and him got in a nasty fight. I was probably like 6. My brother's 8. Nasty fight. I was busted lip. My brother's vicious. There's blood all over his carpet. And he had to break it up because we were playing checkers. And he broke it up. And I remember I was alarmed at how mad he was, so upset. And it was obviously PTSD because it triggered him. Oh. He's like, "You think I fought in fucking World War II for this shit? For you two to fight like this?" Then he goes on about the story, how when he was 19 in charge of these men, they were in Germany, and
was it Korea or was it Vietnam?
World War II. World War II. And he had to kill a Nazi with a knife. And he went on this long story. I'm like 7 or I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But I just remember giving us details of him killing this other Nazi with a knife. We're like, what the fuck, dude? We never fought again.
That's a great knife murder story, Grandpa. Can I go watch?
Well, the difference between your grandfather and me is I would have been bragging about killing a Nazi with a knife. Guy came at me. No, I ducked.
No, he killed this guy, and then I guess they went through his pockets. He had a picture of his wife and kid.
Was he British?
Who?
Your grandfather?
No.
Okay.
American. Yeah. He opened up he saw his wallet with a picture of wife and kids, and he went back years later to the wife and kid.
What?
To apologize.
Wow.
He had horrible resentment from it. And then he also had this weird thing against the military because he got shot with a machine gun in his leg, so he had to get out. But when he had a bunch of money, and when he was getting dragged away to get on the ambulance, whatever the fuck they do in the war, they stole his money. Americans stole his money. Other troops stole his money.
Yeah.
So he had like this weird.
They were like, "He's going to die. Let's give me your watch and your money."
But he was saving that money for my grandma. He was going to send it back home. But I remember he was so upset about that. To this
sticky fingers, case of the old sticky fingers.
War is not something the human brain is supposed to experience.
No,
it really shouldn't. It's some it. And then how we can kind of gloss over the fact that these men are broken and they come back to a country after doing something that should put them at the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
Which makes them literally the most important people to our society. The people who voluntarily go overseas to engage in combat to keep us safe. They come back to a country and a system that makes it almost impossible for them to function in a healtly fashion.
It's so fucked up.
And
Vietnam was a draft, so they didn't have a choice.
No. I'm talking about currently, but you're right. There's a real distinct difference because I volunteered to be a driver at the VA in Santa Monica, or Westwood, Santa Monica, kind of the border there. There's a VA, and for a while, maybe a decade or so ago, I would drive around vets. They need to go to certain AA meetings or doctor's appointments, whatever it may be, and so they have volunteers to do it. So I would do that, and no ifs, ands, or buts. There's a big difference between veterans of Vietnam and any other living veterans of any other war. They're exponentially more fucked up.
Well, in this documentary with Ken Burns, they said when you were a military guy, he was one was a Marine, the other was an Army guy, and they'd known each other for 5 years or something, and neither one of them had ever knew that they had both served in Vietnam. You didn't talk about it.
Oh, wow.
So after Vietnam, and people just
they're ashamed of it.
Nobody talked about it. It just wasn't brought up at dinner or in polite company. That's according to the documentary, where it was just such a. Nobody wanted to get into it.
It was a dark cloud.
Yeah, nobody wanted to get into it. It's like a little bit like how nobody talks about Trump, or don't bring Trump up at a party because you're going to have people that go, don't even fuck it. Then you're going to have people, I don't think he's so bad. And what the fuck? And it's going to cause a major problem.
It's actually callous of us civilians to think that. I mean, you would never expect anyone to want to talk openly about sexual abuse. You would never expect someone to want to talk about physical abuse or anything traumatic. And we expect someone to go through something just disproportionately traumatic and then Hey,
but I do
detail that for me, would you please? Just go ahead and
But
tell
then
me about
also
it, you
come
know?
back to the society and just get a regular job. They're like, what?
But
my skill set's to track down people and complete the mission. Like what do you fuck me, man?
Yeah, but the way to talk about things now, I think, is this: like, don't bring up liberal, conservative, socialist, Democrat, capitalist. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. I don't want to talk about your liberal, conservative. What I want to do is this: we have a problem. There's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's say it's gun shootings or whatever it might be. Put it on the table. I got an idea. I got some ideas. Let me give you my ideas of how to fix that. Now, if you have a problem with those ideas, don't attack me. Don't tell me I'm an idiot.
Right.
This is just ideas that were given to me too. They just seem to make sense to me instinctually, intellectually. Can you, if you have a problem, instead of calling me a liberal or a conservative piece of shit, can you beat my idea that I put on the table with a better idea? So let's just match ideas and not be attached to our ideas. Me and Rogan were talking about how important that is. And he and I had to come to that because we were not like that when we were young men. But as you get older, you start to go, I'm not here to talk about how high taxes should be. I'm here to rather say, what is an acceptable percentage that you are willing to pay out to someone else, to you?
Yeah.
And do you
why?
think do you think that's going to actually make it a better world overall? Because there are some considerations. Let's talk that way and not be too attached to our ideas and not attack the person. That's our political discourse is so fucking bad. And I'm guilty of it too. Bernie's a socialist and I just dismiss it. Well, that's not true. He's a little more complicated than that. He's got some ideas.
And not to, you're right. I mean, to attach people's character to their ideas and opinions is, it's really sad to do that. I mean, also, I think we're also encouraged to do it with the internet now, with social media and stuff, but people feel this need to have incredibly hard and cemented ideas and opinions on everything. And the reality is like, there's not that much in the world that we are capable of authentically having those opinions on. My point being is like, when 2 years ago, when you saw a lot of like the rise of Black Lives Matter, there's a lot of people who are like, that's wrong. All lives matter, blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, you really don't have the experience of being a Black American. You don't have that. And when the Women's March was going around, I would come formulate these. I was like, wait, maybe that's not a... And I was like, I'm not a woman. I've never spent one day as a woman.
I'm in Philadelphia and these women are fucking...
You remember when we got caught in the march?
Yeah.
Was that Portland?
That was good, yeah. And then I'm in Philly and these women are marching. They just spontaneously in Philly just start marching. And some of them are having they got these loose shirts on. And this fucking dude just goes... Blah blah blah. Show us your tits. I was fucking.
Did they murder him?
Show us your tits.
Some old fat guy.
It was just they're just fucking Philly fucking dudes, just Philly bros.
Shut up.
Blah
Show
blah
us your
blah.
tits.
Show us your tits. I was fucking dying. Girls were like, "Look you!" And like, oh god, the American discourse.
Let's do current events.
Very happy with how straight the
take a
forearms
piss.
on. Very happy. Can we take a forearm break?
Did you work out this morning?
I did. I put up a
Did you go to
actually.
Did you go to?
It's got shoulders for days.
Deuces.
No, I did. There's no access to gyms around here, so I did a little backyard action. I've been doing.
You're trapped out of your mind. Your delts
sir.
couldn't
I
be
gotta
more
pee
swollen.
while Brian feels you up.
Okay.
Now, after this, we're going to talk a little bit about. Now, I don't have I'm not a mesomorph like you.
Yes.
I've been lifting. I'm going to take. Hold on, let me show you what I'm working with.
Sick.
It's nothing. It's nothing, unfortunately. But
No, you're actually in really good shape.
Serious boxing, and I'm so sore. I get skinnier. I got nothing. I'm nothing like you, but I'm 53.
Yeah, you're in great shape, dude. You're in great shape for a natural 53-year-old. You're in like upper tier, dude.
And I shave my fucking.
Hey, people can talk shit all they want. Most people, the overwhelming majority of guys who ever walked the face of the earth, would cut off a limb to look like that at 53.
I need to be thicker, and I never will be. I like
that's not true. You have a friend that lives near me now named Mr. Frank Grillo, who's your age, and it can show you exactly how to do that.
Frank has always been muscular as fuck. Frank can walk by. Frank Grillo can walk. He can walk by a weight ever since he was a kid. Now he's older now, and he might be doing. I don't know, but when he was younger, that dude naturally was just super muscular. He can put on muscle like crazy. I mean, I'm talking about when he was 20. He pictures of him bring up young Frank Grillo.
He has great genetics, but honestly, though, having now met him for the first time, he must train and eat perfectly.
You have no idea. He's
he
the
must
most disciplined
be so
motherfucker.
disciplined because
he's so disciplined. It's weird.
It's very easy. Honestly,
young Frank Grillo.
I don't want to say easy.
He was always,
but it's not all that hard to be muscular, to gain muscle.
Go to the when he was Calvin Klein model. Go up there. That's really that was him when he was in his 20s.
Holy man! Look at that dime
Grillo.
piece.
I remember I met him back then. That was when he was. Every girl and gay man in the world liked him. He was a legit Calvin Klein model and on Hicks and Gracie's competition team. Obsessed with boxing, obsessed with jiu-jitsu. There's young Frank Grillo right there. He had very good genetics. He has very good
It's very good genetics, but also here's the thing. Yeah. Getting bigger or more muscular and gaining muscular weight, not all that difficult. You just lift heavy, linear progression, eat more. Yeah. Getting leaner, unless you're Brian. Not all so that tough. Difficult, but
it's the food for me, man.
But doing both, maintaining that is so hard. It is so hard, and he must eat.
Frank knows that's a gay picture, yeah?
Yes, I make fun of him. Wait till you see his movie coming out, Boss Level. Wait till you see that fucking movie.
My Muay Thai coach,
Sasso's in it, yeah?
My Muay Thai coach, the great coach of Crew Vic, he tweeted me or texted me immediately after our last episode, and he's a big T-Fat-K fan, and he said Mario Lopez would beat the shit out of Frank Grillo. And I said,
you tell your instructor,
wait 1 second.
No disrespect.
There needs to be
a celebrity death
right
match?
now, especially if they were to meet.
Frank is. I'm putting all my money on Frank, and I know Mario Lopez can box.
Yeah.
I'm putting
like my
all
boy
my
Frankie.
money. Yeah, I'm putting all my money.
Frank, you know what? Frank's just tougher.
He's just tough.
That's probably true. Though.
Frank's tough.
He's tough.
Man.
He's just,
and he knows boxing.
And he fought. I know for a fact when he was younger, he fought every weekend.
And also, Frank, if you broke his nose, he won't give a fuck. You break Mario Lopez's nose, what do you think's going to happen?
True. No, you're right. I mean, I see
you tell your instructor. I
see him wearing the bitch
Frank
bar,
boxes every day with 3 guys: Chris Van Heerden, a high-level boxer, fought Earl Spence. I mean, he fights Brian Valeria.
He's not
with Brian Valeria.
Let's go easy on the term fight.
No, but I'm saying he does spar. He
works out with them.
Yep,
I've seen them spar.
Hard.
I've seen them spar.
Okay.
He's not going blow for blow with.
No. You never say an actor's going blow for blow with a guy like Chris Van Heerden.
Take it easy.
Come on,
you have to chill,
of course,
especially with your haircut.
Of course you do. But really studies the art of boxing.
He's obsessed with it. I've seen the guy work out. Even when I was fighting, he'd be in there. I'm telling you, he'd outwork me.
Yeah. He was obsessed with jiu-jitsu.
And then he's also crazy.
And he's crazy.
I was gonna say he's like a real tough guy.
Like he's a real
tough guy.
You know, like I make fun of Hollywood for being tough guys. Frank's a tough guy.
He'll fight you. He'll fight you right now.
So we were having this conversation on the last Jason Ellis show. Who wins a celebrity fight if it goes down old school UFC style, no weight classes? You fight, you continue going on like a bracket.
Okay, tournament style, multiple fights in a night.
If Joe counts, he wins, right? Rogan?
Against who?
Celebrities. The world of celebrities.
Black belt in jiu-jitsu, legit black belt, right? I mean,
he kicked like a fucking mule. He's in shape.
He can punch. And he's all.
I need to know the other celebrities.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we got to throw in Frank. I mean, I'm just thinking of people who could even
Joe would time in knots. Frank doesn't know.
That's the thing. It's like I'm just thinking about the reality of a real MMA fight, where sure, if it's just and we're to stand back and exchange blows, there's one. But if when it goes to the ground, Joe's the best, by far the best celebrity grappler, like
for sure. But also Joe can kick,
fucking like crazy.
His stand-up's good too.
Yeah, he can back kick, roundhouse kick.
Those spinning kicks, you take one of those to the sternum, you're done.
How about in the leg or in the head?
I don't know. I'd have to know the other celebrities because
some of it has to do with who can take a punch too. You can kick and punch. When you get caught with the right hand,
you toss Chris Hemsworth in there. I saw him box.
Big boy.
Oh,
really?
Oh,
he's
bad.
A big boy too.
I will say though,
he's your size, right?
Bigger than me.
I will say though,
taller, leaner,
that's a big
better looking.
No one can throw kicks. Period. That isn't a professional fighter. Chris Hemsworth, his Muay Thai looked okay. Like
I've never seen his Muay Thai. I've seen his
kicks
boxing in person.
Yeah,
and I walked in the gym. I saw his big ass. I didn't register that it was Thor, and I went. I thought it was maybe a new sparring partner for me. And I was like, who the fuck's that in the ring back there? Like, that's Thor, man. I was like, that's Chris Hemsworth?
He's a cool guy.
Let's see him box.
Let me tell you how I know.
Has he ever sparred or fought though, Brendan?
I don't know. He's kind of Thor, so I'm not worried about it.
I think it was the outdoor one, Chin. You go back. Like his throwing a kick's different. See, that's not bad. It's not good.
That's also 3 years ago.
But he's got the counterbalance.
Big guy. Never has he sparred? What happens when he gets jabbed in the fucking nose? There are a lot of things, though. A lot of things. Fighting is so different than hitting mitts. Hitting mitts is literally a different sport.
I'm not talking about him in a fight. I'm talking about the fact that
where
most people who try to throw a kick, it looks so bad. And that wasn't all that bad.
If we're just talking about celebrities, we're not going to see any celebrities get punched in the face, Brian. So,
except for Brian Callen, and I'm not a celebrity.
I don't know.
I think you have to remove
Brendan, look at me.
Celebrities that were formerly professionals.
I agree.
You are out. Randy Couture's out.
Obviously.
Yeah.
He
He's a real
doesn't count.
fighter.
That's not fair.
No, can't do that.
Mike Tyson's out, obviously.
Look, he's an athletic guy and a big fella.
He was at he was at
body.
a storage unit that I used to have my car parked
You
at.
still have a dad, too.
And this is how I know he's actually a cool person. He comes in with his wife, who is fucking so fucking hot.
Bring her up, Jen.
Oh my god,
she's not a celebrity, right?
Elsa Pataki, she is.
Elsa Pataki.
He just busts nuts in her, dude, because they have like 6 kids.
I would be a never-ending stream of jizz inside her because she is so ridiculously hot and not a spring chicken and still looks like that.
Oh wow,
that's not a good picture of her either.
That's old.
What's a good one?
Like there, like she's
smoking.
That's a really attractive
and
woman.
Chris Hemsworth, of course, should have. Would you expect anything less?
Right.
No.
The man.
So matter of fact, I expected 2 to 3.
I'm at the.
He's a good-looking guy.
I'm at this storage
say the
unit,
best, Brian.
sitting down with the guy at the counter, like signing in, and we're bullshitting because I had my GTO parked there when I used to have my muscle car, and he was asking me about my car. And we're talking, and Chris Hemsworth walks in with his fucking wife, and I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to keep silent, but he's he's a pretty impressive celebrity.
Thor, yeah.
And he was looking at the like selection of locks to put on his storage unit, and he goes, what happens if I lose the combination to this one? What's the difference between these two? And then the guy's like, one's comes with a key and the other one is a combination. He's like, well, what happened if I forget my combination? I was like, use the hammer of Thor.
You said that?
And he goes, what? And because the guy started
That's
laughing.
very funny.
And he goes, what? And I go, use the hammer of Thor. And I'm thinking, oh, this guy's gonna fucking punch me. And he goes, that's good, mate. That's good. And I was like, oh, okay. Thor's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Dude, she is smoking.
Yeah, that's a woman.
He's got a set
I've
of
never
tits
seen her
on.
before.
What is he? He's just Viking.
He
all the way
bulked
around.
up, too.
He's a Aussie, isn't he?
Yeah. He's Australian.
Just a
Him and his
giant-
brother.
That's a good. It's a poontang haven too. A lot of attractive.
Have you been to Australia?
I was a little kid, but I just like the media allows me to know that there's a tremendous amount of poon.
It's ridiculous.
Coming out of Australia.
Yeah, some of the most pretty girls in the world.
Oy vey.
Oof.
You don't remember her in Fast and Furious? She was a
I
cop.
don't watch Fast and Furious.
Oh, okay.
37 years old.
That doesn't happen.
I watched the first one, then when they started jumping off buildings and then The Rock's like holding a GTO by his fucking right hand out of a helicopter, I'm like, I'm out.
How well does The Rock
she's
do
delicious.
in the celebrity brawl?
Before he got I don't know,
because his size and the man
played
played
football.
at the University of Miami. He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
He's got some toughness, and he's fucking huge.
Samoan and
fucking
black.
huge. Now he's probably not going to make for the most crisp striker because of his bulk.
He's gonna be stiff.
But if he gets a hold of you, that's a gigantic man that has lifted.
But we got to be talking about weight classes, right? Or are we just talking about open?
You can't with celebrities.
Open field?
You can't do that with celebs.
The
I'm
bigger
saying
guys,
brawl for all.
most celebrities
Brawl
are
for
my
all.
size. They're small.
Well, Rogan would choke The Rock out
Exactly.
easily.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give some current events.
You teach The Rock some jiu-jitsu, though.
Okay,
I'm
so
talking 6 years to compete with Rogan. Rogan's a black belt.
I think if you're really big and strong, it cuts through a lot of years, doesn't it?
It
Like,
does.
Oh, does it, Brian?
Yeah.
It does.
The Rock
Listen.
at his age, you're looking at. I mean,
Bubba, I'm
compared to a
saying-
black belt
I'm saying a dude with your strength. Okay.
against a black belt.
Yeah, even if he's my size, a black belt,
You
I
get
don't
rolled
care
up-
what
you
you
get rolled
say.
up.
Bubba, I know that. I know, but after a year of you training with Henner and Huron, after a year, hold
get
on,
destroyed.
and I'm a black belt,
Destroyed.
and he's my size.
Destroyed.
You're wrong about that.
What do I know? You're right, Brian.
You're wrong. You
do
say
I
this,
know?
but you're wrong.
I agree with
telling you I'm
Brendan.
right.
Here's
So
the-
you train for after a
I
year.
trained for 6 years
Hold
with
on.
Henner and Huron.
After you trained for 1 year, when you got up with a regular black belt like me, my size, you're telling me that he was tapping you out?
Oh yeah. A legit black belt would tap out any big guy in the world.
Here's how I know.
After
Easily.
you're an athlete like you,
super easy.
training jujitsu,
super easy.
Especially if it's just jackness. Don't get me wrong. That helps.
I saw exceptions to that.
And Brian, I'm telling you, Brian,
were those exceptions wrestlers?
Brian,
that's the difference.
Brian, I'm telling you,
because a college wrestler,
an athlete like that.
Hey, Bubba, I lived it, homeboy. And I'm telling you,
but these guys are falsely modest.
I'm not. I'm telling you, we get NFL guys in who train for 2-3 years. Brian Ortega would annihilate them in 30 seconds. Annihilate them.
Yeah, Brian Ortega's an exception.
That's the special thing about jiu-jitsu.
I'm telling you, I've seen my entire career where the big guy comes in, he's there for a year, and he loses confidence, and you don't see him anymore because he gets fucked up.
That's the real special thing about
fucking time, man.
I
the longest.
Yeah, it does.
For me, like training wise, I prefer. I'm obsessive about Muay Thai. I love training Muay Thai. I love it. But the real special thing about jiu-jitsu is that what Brandon's talking about is very, very unique in combat. If you took a former NFL player, like an exceptional athlete that's big and strong, and you gave him 6 months of jiu-jitsu lessons and he really took it seriously, Crone Gracie at 140 pounds still going to choke the fucking shit out of him. He's still going to make him go to sleep. But if you took, a high-level NFL athlete and you gave him 6 months of boxing, he could hold his own. He could, if you really like a really talented athlete that's big and strong, and you just taught him how to throw a light. I mean, he could do some shit
though, because a lot of really good boxers. So you got a tall 47-pounder in there, who's been throwing his right hand ever since. He's going to light you up.
I'd still put my money on a professional boxer, but my point is that
he can protect himself, stay out of.
If you're a great athlete, it's like the difference. Like baseball's the same way. It doesn't matter how high you jump, how fast you run. If you're a gifted athlete, you can't play baseball. You can't play baseball.
Yeah. So you're right. I mean, when you're a big time strong athlete, you're a 270-pound, 260-pound athlete, and you're wrestling or jiu-jitsuing with a guy who's 165. You have a huge advantage if you're athletic. You have a huge advantage. You're going to be able to. A little technique goes a long way. It goes a long way.
A longer way. But so, for instance, I've seen how this plays out. So Henry Gracie trains. He was a 6 or 7 time Pro Bowler. Go to his Instagram. He just posts about him. This kid this grown man. He's from African descent. I forget his name. Played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Pro Bowler. 3 years jiu-jitsu. He's a blue belt. Every black belt at the Gracie Academy would steamroll this dude on a daily basis.
That guy right there.
That guy right there. 6-time Pro Bowler, Brian. 3 years of jiu-jitsu. He's a blue belt. As a blue belt, every smaller from small guy to the heavier black belts would absolutely.
I'd have to see that with my own eyes because I have trouble believing it. I just do.
I'm just telling you, I've lived it, brother. I know. I don't. Where we did at Henzo's. I'm telling you, for 10 years, I was in the jiu-jitsu gym. We'd have big guys come in there and they get fucked up.
Yeah, I know they get fucked up. The guys who get black belts will fuck them up.
But big wrestlers. I've seen white belt college wrestlers that come in that are jacked.
We're not. Brian's not talking about wrestlers.
I know.
Wrestlers have different base.
There's a thing about real high level wrestlers, freestyle wrestlers. If they're jacked enough,
their base
it doesn't matter how good your
bases are too good.
Sometimes they
their bases are good.
Yeah.
He's a freak of all freaks, by the way.
Just a crazy ass.
6-time Pro Bowler. I mean, led the league in sacks.
And he's been training a lot, huh?
A ton.
I watched Henner. I mean, you watch Henner like
275 pounds. Brian Ortega ties him in knots.
Yeah.
In knots. Fuck. Jiu-jitsu is based off the little man. That's what it's for.
Yeah. There's plenty of YouTube videos of like world's strongest man versus jiu-jitsu guy, or like I think there's one. I think it's Clark Gracie. It may have been. It's a Gracie taking on a giant bodybuilder dude, and it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time.
Tamba Ali, that's his name. Freak, man. The freak of all freaks.
I would put myself high on if you count me as a celebrity, which I don't really count, but if there was a celebrity Muay Thai fight, I'll throw myself high on the list. Because I will like.
You've been training forever.
I have for a long time, and I love it. I taste it in my mouth when I'm on my way.
You like it,
and I don't think people throw enough.
Spar?
I do a lot, but
you hit in the head.
Yeah, but I know, like when I'm fighting real competitive Muay Thai fighters, they're not
teeing off,
but they'll fuck me up. But I know what it's like, the difference between getting my head snapped back and then someone who's like just moving around with me. You know what I'm saying?
From what I take from this conversation is very exciting for me because I'm going to train and I'm going to take my jiu-jitsu
super serious.
Seriously, And in 10 years, you piece of shit is coming. And it's going to be surf and turf, but it's going to be mostly turf. It's going to be mostly surf.
Brian.
And then I'm going to surf you because you're going to be on the turf.
Okay.
You understand me? When I'm done with you, I'm going to get on you like this, and I'm going to surf you because you're going to be passed out, and I'm going to surf you. So I'm going to get you on the turf, and then I'm going to surf you.
Dude,
and that's my...
I hate to be shitty.
Don't put your finger near me.
Think about your hair in 10 years. Let's go to current events.
Fine, on that note.
Let's have a grappling match when this lockdown's over, and I'm not gonna train at all.
You
versus me. I'm training nothing.
All right. Do you? But I don't train enough.
I haven't trained. I haven't put on a gi or a rash guard in 6 months.
Well, but you're still training a lot. Are you a purple belt?
A blue belt.
All right. Well, I would love to roll with you, but you're a strong guy and you're young and athletic and you've trained a long time, right?
I'm scared.
I haven't rolled in forever, but I would love to. We'll do it. You'll beat me up, but we'll have a good time.
You'll beat me up.
Are we going to go takedowns?
From the standing position, like any jiu-jitsu competition that's ever existed.
Be careful now.
Brian wrestled in high school.
And I don't wrestle at all. I have no wrestling.
Did you wrestle in high school?
No.
Brian did?
Yeah. I'm saying you could blast a double.
What were you going to say, though? You didn't wrestle after high school.
And I'm a judoka guy.
Okay. But let's not.
And I am a Henso blue belt.
Hey, let's not. Let's be. You didn't wrestle
Warn me before you touch
after
me.
high school at all.
Warn me before you touch me.
He says he was going to be
don't know my history.
on the American team, and that's not true at all.
You don't know my history.
That's not true at all.
I did go to American University.
Hey, you remember how I lied? I said I saw a mountain lion? You're lying saying you were going to wrestle in college. We know this. Go to current events, Jen.
Okay, so
and you said Bobcat, and then
I kept going down.
Yeah, that's good.
A city in Louisiana decided that since they're under strict lockdown, they currently have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. No one is allowed out, and police are patrolling the streets. They decided that they wanted to have a siren to play throughout the streets. They do like one round around the city where police officers are just blasting the siren, letting people know, hey, it's 9 p.m. Please stay in your homes. We'll see you at 6 a.m. The person who chose the siren sound weren't aware that they chose the siren from The Purge.
Oh my God.
And they drove around the city playing that audio.
That's so
Frank Grillo told me about this yesterday.
Yes.
He's the star of
and it freaked everybody out. And some people thought it was hilarious.
That would scare the fuck out of me.
Promptly after, it started gaining a lot of traction on social media. And immediately after, the police chief came out and was like, we are so sorry. We're not going to use any sirens. Just please stay home at 9.
Let me see that.
Please play this
video or the one on top?
Any of them.
The cops out here whiling, playing the Purge song.
Oh, we got this.
Oh my God. What were they thinking?
Also, no one else caught on?
Not one person's like, dude, that's from The Purge. That's going to freak everybody the fuck out.
Fuck.
Seriously. Oh
That's
my
a
God.
scary sound.
Either people are tone deaf or someone's hysterical.
Yeah,
someone's
real
really funny.
Someone has a sense of humor for the Louisiana Police Department.
Woo!
Do you know Rory McDonald used to have his fucking music picked, his walkout music picked by some random person?
Yeah.
No.
That's the craziest story. That is true. He changed his number, and whoever is involved with choosing the walkout song, someone at the UFC contacts you, and it's like, what's going to be your walkout song? He changed his number, and so this random person who has Rory McDonald's old number gets a text from Frank Silva, or whoever it is, and he's like, my walkout song's Ice Ice Baby. It went on for like 5 years before Rory McDonald's like, what the fuck are you? Why are you playing Nickelback?
Oh my God. You know Rory really well, right?
Really well, yeah. I love Roy.
All right, next one.
Is he the current champion or
No, he lost.
Okay, so Tracy Morgan did an interview online with the host of the Today Show, and he was so bored he decided to talk about his sex life on live TV.
Did she freak out?
No, she was kind of chuckling along with it and then tried to.
He's so fucking funny. When he's on, he's so fucking funny.
Being at home for Tracy and his family.
Oh, well, me and my wife been quarantining here for like 3 weeks, so she's pregnant 3 times. Every week she got pregnant.
Okay. So,
So we're role playing a lot now. We're role playing. She's playing a young maiden whose grandfather was infected with coronavirus, and I'm the scientist who discovered the cure. And she'll do anything to save her grandfather's life. Anything.
You are.
I mean,
Yes!
We know what you're.
I mean, anything.
You know what, Tracy? Willie took us on a tour. We know what's going on in that home of yours. There's a.
She was not feeling it. He's so fucking
He's
funny.
good.
What's
He's
this?
good,
Oh, he's
man.
wasted?
Looks like an old.
Super.
Well, you know what sucks?
I've seen your.
What's up?
No, go ahead, play that because
It's a 3-minute long clip. You guys want to watch this?
Nah,
Yeah,
sorry.
let me see.
What sucks is that was one little teeny burst of legitimate, actual humor on those morning shows. And I guarantee you, while that was going on, there were producers going,
freaking the fuck out.
make this stop!
I know.
Make this stop!
Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here.
It wasn't vulgar.
She'll do
It wasn't
anything.
vulgar.
She'll do
No
anything.
FCC problems, but yet I guarantee they had a problem with it. You know?
I love it.
Have you worked with him before, B?
No, man.
He's funny,
I've
man.
had friends who've worked with him though.
Let me see him.
But you're
He's
also
just
real well known for doing great characters. I mean, your characters on Saturday Night Live were great. Yeah. You know, of course,
forgot he
I'm
was
thinking
Saturday
Dominic and Lou was always a favorite of mine.
Dominic and Lou.
How long were you on
I've
Saturday
done
Night
these
Live?
shows.
I was on Saturday Night Live for 7 years. It was fun. It was one of the. Lauren Michaels is like Obi-Wan Kenobi to me. So, you know what I'm saying?
Sort of a
Saturday Night
mentor.
Live was a Dagobah system. You know, I look good. Look more. Look at me on that.
Look at that.
Pretty. I'm handsome. Now I can see why I got so many kids. So I'm telling you, man, I went to Jaguars last night. I love the ladies here.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so again, not family entertainment
Somebody gonna
necessarily.
get pregnant. Somebody gonna get pregnant.
Did you hear me? It was not family,
2 days,
sir.
watch. 2 days, somebody gonna get pregnant.
So, yeah, Tracy, listen, outside of
Ladies, my Mercedes. I'm the ooh child. Yeah, that's right. I don't have what LL got. I got biscuits. I got a loaf of bread. Come get this, ladies. You gonna eat? Come get. You hear that? Look at that. That's a mating call. That's a mating call.
He's so great.
pretty much what people can expect, Tracy.
All the
right?
pretty ladies here.
By the way, he's doing stand-up in that town. That's why he's doing that bullshit.
They'll just see you
And this guy, this fucking stiff. You got the most stiff motherfuckers who ask you these lame questions, and all
At
you
least
want to do
he's
is
going along with it.
Yeah, yeah. But most of the time, they're like, "Well, anyway, you've seen him on."
Yeah,
Fuck
it's
off.
the worst.
You never seen.
What can they expect tonight? It's
Oh,
like,
God.
Isn't that an amazing development though for the comic, the touring comic? You don't have to do that anymore.
The greatest thing ever.
Right?
The greatest thing. I still do some local press. But
I love radio. I came from radio. I owe radio everything. But there was very few shows like the one I grew up on the Kevin and Bean show where most shows I know it firsthand when I did Dance with the Stars or other bullshit where I'd have to do these radio tours, you know, just via phone or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is not fun.
There's no middle ground. Either they're fucking terrible or they're really good, and the really good ones are far and few between.
Yeah.
But
When they're
they
really
are
good,
out
you're
there.
like, oh, thank you.
Everyone loves to, especially like celebrities from the screen, love to shit on radio overall. No, there's some really talented.
You know,
people
Kevin
still.
Bean no longer, huh? They shut
Oh,
it
yeah,
down.
no, that was
That's
heartbreaking.
insane.
It was heartbreaking.
And they found out like via text.
Like, for those of you outside Los Angeles, you may not understand, but Kevin and Bean were a morning radio show.
A staple.
At many years, #1 here in Los Angeles. But to have a morning radio show for the same morning radio show in the same market at the same station for 31 years, okay? And then for them to fire Kevin, who Bean had already retired, but to fire Kevin like he was some overnight guy who got there a couple months ago. They should have, the station wanting to go in a different direction. That's
What
your
direction?
business.
Is it Nick Cannon now?
I don't know. That's Power 106.
That's right.
But the station wanted going somewhere. Fine. Okay, your business. You're a company. You do what you need to do. But they should have said, in 3 weeks, it's going to be your last day. We're going to have a special going away show. We're going to bring back. We're going to bring back Corolla. We're going to bring back Kimmel.
Yeah.
We're going to bring back Carson Daly. We're going to bring back me. And where everybody's going to sell. We're going to have it at an event center so the fans can come down. They're like, yeah. So showing up to work today is not a thing anymore. That was it.
Yeah, that's how they do.
Wow.
They're like,
And he sent out a tweet. Kevin was like, "Man, just got word we're not doing anymore, so the show won't be back tomorrow."
It's
insane.
So
It's so
That's that
disrespectful.
corporate shit where they just don't care about.
Absolutely don't care.
They're just like, we got a bottom line. Some guy in a boardroom has never listened to the show.
And it's
Get rid of
not
this.
a K-Rock issue because K-Rock is absorbed into this massive media corporation. K-Rock itself had no choice.
Is Clear Channel still a monster?
Clear Channel's a monster. Comcast and Entercom is
What
now in
made
the game.
radio great was it was the local guy, like a guy like John DeBella. in Philly. He's been there forever. He knows the restaurants. He knows the it's all local shit.
Part of the city.
Yeah, it's part of the city. And you would tune in because it was part of the city, and that's
it's like Willie B. Willie B. in Denver still doing the damn thing. Do you know Willie B. at all?
I know of him.
He has KBPI. He's great.
Greatest. But these guys are all getting older too, and it's like
I did John, not the big boy in town anymore.
Not anymore.
Not at all.
Podcasting and this serious
also
model,
looks like a walrus.
The serious model and podcasting it's made that is it's over. That's over. It's dead. Okay, like let's just give up on the idea.
Come back, won't it? I mean,
there's a lot of value in something like terrestrial free radio, but what is this?
Yeah,
everybody.
This is no different.
There's no need for broadcasting when you can microcast.
Yeah,
because I can only listen to Kevin Bean from 7 to 9 a.m. every morning. It's like, well, dude, if I miss it, I'm fucked. With this, listen to it when it's ready.
That's right.
On demand. What else you got?
Okay, so Bryant Walker is the mayor of Alton, Illinois. Last week, he actually ordered police officers to hand out citations as well as arrests for anyone who were actively going out and staying in like large groups of people over 10.
Sure.
And a couple days ago, he got a call from the police chief saying that his wife was actually caught in a bar at 1 a.m. with a bunch of her friends, and he had to go out and basically apologize to the public, saying that he's very embarrassed, but he wants to lead by example by telling the police officers to arrest her and give her the normal protocol.
Fuck yes.
Of
First off,
any average person.
Got to do it.
He not only looks like a hypocrite, but he looks like such a cuck.
Yeah,
it's his wife. Not like she was out at a community gathering praying and shit. She was at a bar hammered with her fucking female friends at 1 a.m. You know what she was doing?
Yeah,
looking for some Diaz.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, now she can potentially face up to 364 days in jail or a $2,500 fine.
She'll get fined
for
being out.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess the situation was she knew somebody who had a bar. They decided to open it and have a couple of people come over. They hung out in the back, but somebody found out.
I didn't know that was illegal. I thought
I didn't either.
I don't think it's federally. I think it's
but
in
it's
certain
but it
pockets.
can be you can be jailed for it. I guess.
I think city to city, state to state, the rules differ.
We need to stop talking about anything else right now because my boy Chin has on a Pantera fucking hoodie.
And it doesn't look bad.
And no one has made reference.
Well, he wears it
wearing a Pantera fucking hoodie.
He wears it all the time.
I don't know what a Pantera. You mean the
band?
The band.
Yeah.
Pantera.
No longer around.
Why is that a Pantera hoodie? I can't
Those are the bandmates on the shirt.
This is original.
Rex, Benny, and
okay.
Dimebag.
Pantera.
Two of them died.
I say
Unfortunately.
Pantera. Why did Pantera? Why did they die? Why did the Pantera?
So the lead guitarist, Dimebag, he died because he got murdered on stage.
Dimebag?
What?
Did?
Dimebag did,
He was
yeah.
killed on stage.
How'd they kill him?
God.
He was after Pantera broke up. They started a band called Damage Plan. He and his brother Vinny Paul, who was the drummer, the Abbott brothers, and they started another band. And they were on stage, I believe, in Ohio, and a guy walked on stage while they were playing and fucking shot him point blank
In the face.
Yeah.
Yes, like numerous times, like a chest, head, the whole thing.
Why?
He was a military guy, right? Military veteran.
He was
with some mental
ill.
illness.
Was he pissed that
And I think he didn't like the fact that
they
Pantera
moved
was
on?
over.
Oh shit!
But we didn't get a lot of info from him because then the police subsequently shot and killed him.
Damn.
Because he was not going out without a fight.
Oh,
So
wow.
We don't necessarily
so
know.
sad.
That's
Like
scary.
Is there video of that? I definitely
There
want to
is.
see it.
And Matt Brown, fighter, the Immortal, he was there. He was there at that
Front
concert.
row?
I don't know if he was at front row, but he
scary.
was at the concert.
God, way to go, security.
I mean, that's like it's hard to plan
crazy
for, dude.
dude.
So I'm just
And this wasn't a big arena. You know,
Yeah.
they had
It was like
this
just
they were starting up their new band, and this was probably like a 250 to 500.
What
person
year
club.
was this?
Like 2004.
Fuck! I had no idea. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Went out doing what he loves, but fuck.
Damn, Dimebag.
Dimebag was nuts.
Columbus, Ohio, December 8th.
Yikes. Terrible.
Wow, that's terrible. Well, let's end on that.
Hey, wait a minute.
Shout out to Dimebag.
Is there anything else?
There's more stuff. I don't know if you guys want to keep
I
going.
get going pretty soon.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
we've been
Good,
going.
man. I'm glad we
Yeah,
did
we've been
this.
going.
You don't have a set to do. Let's
You got a shed.
Let's do 2 more hours, man. Mike, you're the best, dude.
You guys are the best. Thank you again
Thanks
for having
coming
me back,
in.
man.
Super short notice, brother.
Yeah, but I literally have nothing to do, and I live down the block.
Nobody has anything to do.
Great. You and I are going to roll. We're going to
Yeah.
train some
You guys gonna
Muay
fight?
Thai,
I'm gonna choke you.
jiu-jitsu.
I'm going to choke you so hard.
You are going to be surprised that your hands will be a little more full than you expect.
I believe that you'll probably take me down because you do have experience in judo and all that.
I'm going to wear you like
and
a sweater.
I'm going to wrap my legs around you. And you're gonna get a hold. You're gonna get a feel of my grip, and you're gonna go, "Oh shit, what have I done?" And your nightmares will come true.
You're strong, kid.
And I'm gonna grab your arm, I'm gonna yank it across you, and I'm gonna triangle you too. And I'm not gonna give up when you tap, and I'm gonna put him to sleep. And I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna probably teabag you through my pants.
Really?
You're gonna foam in your mouth.
Now, I got some tricks up my sleeve. I carry a small knife, tiny knife. I'm gonna cut you up a little bit, mark you up your back and stuff like that. You got nice skin. I'm jealous of it, so I'm gonna carve you up. You're shredded. I'm gonna shred you up even more.
Welcome to Boston Market.
And my elbows might open up too. Might open up a couple streaks on your face.
You elbow me, and I'm gonna push you off. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna leg kick you so fucking hard. You're literally gonna cry.
This is what I want.
In front of other grown men.
Should we make this a pay-per-view? I guess you've never seen me jump over leg kicks, have you?
What will happen is you'll go hard to jump over, and it'll catch the bottom of your feet, and you'll flip over, and you'll fucking like a football player getting decleated, like a wide receiver coming across the middle. Your head will go whack into the ground, and I will fall over laughing.
Well, I want to promote this. I'll be the Dana White. All right. It's gonna be $4.99.
What do you lift a lot? You can move a lot of weight. Are you very strong?
Yeah, I'm not like him, but for a guy my size, I am.
What do you deadlift?
Hey, what do you deadlift?
520.
Oh my god!
What do you deadlift, Brian?
He
does more.
Not even.
I know. I don't need you to answer. He does more.
That's a lot of weight. How much?
Like 520. But right now it's been 3-4 weeks since I've touched a weight. Probably
whatever.
480 something.
And you guys are gonna fight.
To that.
Well, you're gonna fight, Brian.
Ah, Jesus. How much do you weigh?
180.
What do you weigh, Brian?
170.
Yep. This is perfect.
But I'm not.
Listen,
April 27th.
End of lockdown. I'm 169. I bet you.
What do you bench?
I'm like 315. I'm not anything crazy. I've never been a good bencher.
A lot stronger than me. I'm gonna have to really go for ankle locks. I need to come over to the house.
All right.
I will say, anything below my waist, I have no defense. I know nothing about leg locks.
Brennan?
I know nothing.
We're gonna train some ankle locks.
Let's do that.
Some knee bars.
Let's do that. Fucking Sambo.
All right. We love you, dude.
I love you both.
Thanks, buddy.
This the Final Kid. We're out.